Welcome into the best in true crime podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. Got a great show today, folks. Dumb Crime, Stupid Criminals coming up in just a bit. But first, I had the privilege to read a really great thriller this past weekend. We're going to dive into the world of fiction this week. There's a book out there that is going to be released, believe it or not, on my birthday. I consider this a really great birthday gift from a local author. You know, I say local author. He's more than that, folks. He's been out there for quite a while and putting out some home runs, let's face it. But I say local author because, you know, he's from my state, so I'll say local author. Although Joe Hart is an Edgar-winning award winner and Wall Street Journal best-selling author, so he's a little bit more than just a local author here. And he's had 20 novels out there, including Now We Run or Else, The River is Dark, Obscura, and The Last Girl. Some pretty hard-hitting novels out there, as well as novellas and short stories. I think there's maybe even a comic out there. We might have to talk about that. His work has been translated into 8 languages and has been optioned for film. He lives with his family right here in the great state of Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in for the first time to True Crime Tuesday, Joe Hart. Joe, thank you so much for being with us. I Become Her is the name of the book, by the way. I should say I Become Her is the great book that I got to read this weekend. Joe, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's awesome to sit and chat for a bit. So thank you.
Yeah. First of all, let's talk just for a moment about. I know Obscura was a huge book. Tell me a little bit about just because we never got a chance to talk about Obscura here on the show. Give me a brief blush on Obscura and a little bit about. Just briefly for our audience, a little bit about Obscura and what I'm at a loss for words here, but you filled me in about Obscura and what it was about and tell our audience about how that blew up.
Yeah. So Obscura, it's basically a book set kind of in the near future, and I was very interested in kind of memory diseases, Alzheimer's, different dementias and things like that. And that's kind of how the idea blossomed as I started thinking about a kind of a dementia-like disease that was hitting not only older people, but younger too, any age range. And I thought how scary that would be for everyone, you know, because we always kind of think about that type of thing as, you know, onset in later age, but what if it was younger? So my main character is a neuroradiologist who has lost her husband to the disease, and then genetically it's been passed down to their daughter, and she's fighting to find a cure. And she gets approached by kind of an old flame who is now in NASA, and they're running a mission in space, and he needs her expertise because there's a similar affliction to what's going on with her daughter and lots of other people on Earth on this space station. And he needs her to come to space. The caveat is she's got to be gone for 6 months. Her daughter's very ill. But he said, you know, hey, your funding will be taken care of from here on out. If you come and help us with this. So she kind of has no choice but to leave her daughter on Earth and go off into space. And that's where it really takes a turn. So it's a book about addiction, and it's a book about, memory, and it's a book about technology and the different threats that we're facing, just kind of the cumulative thing, you know, on Earth and things like that, the different climate change and all different things. So, I tried to bring a lot of the flavor from some of my favorite books and movies. There's a lot of Event Horizon in there, and some different thrillers, different aspects of it. So it was a really fun book to write. It was well received so far. So
like I said, we didn't get a chance to get you on for that book, but that book was amazing at that. I want to talk about I Become Her. There's, you know, the one thing I absolutely love about your writing is there's multiple layers, multiple themes, and the characters are so incredibly rich. I want to tackle themes first. One of the themes that it seems like in this book that occurs over and over and over again. And first of all, I have to commend you. It doesn't seem like there's anybody here that you can trust, right? Trust is a huge issue with everybody in this book. There's no solid footing wherever you go in this world. First of all, Joe, who hurt you? That's what I want to know. Show me on the doll who hurt you. It's man, what was it about this world when you were world building that you decided you didn't want solid ground with any of these characters? What was it about this particular world?
The core of the book really is, I think you nailed it, it is about trust. It's about the scary thing is who you can trust and who you can't trust. And your partner being, the person you settle down with, the person you love and marry, you hook your life into, maybe you can't ever really know that person, and you maybe can't fully trust that person. And it's the one of the few people probably in your life that you should absolutely be able to fully trust. So I took that idea along with the character Imogen, who was distrustful of her, everybody around her, but also of herself, because she was very unsure of who she was and who she's supposed to be. And those ideas melded into kind of what the book became. It kind of spiraled out from there. But yeah, it very much is one of those things where, can you ever really know another person? What kind of secrets are they harboring? And I always love a main character that you are rooting for, or hopefully you can root for, who has their own secrets. That's one of my favorite kind of, if you want to call them tropes or something like that. But usually it's just like a character trait. If they have something that they're grappling with internally or that they have from their past and it's a secret, I love that aspect, because if you can fully trust the narrator, especially in like a thriller, that always feels like something you're leaving a little something on the table there sometimes, because everybody has their own, kind of demons and different things like that they're wrestling with and whatnot. So yeah, that very much shaped the book, and kind of the course of the book is trust, and then who this person saw themselves as. And it was not only reflected in family and friends and your job and profession, but, society at large, and kind of how specifically women have certain barriers and expectations that's kind of double standardish, between men and women. So that very much, shaped this person, this character, and kind of set her on the course, which we follow through the book.
When you add to that levels of insecurity, levels of anxiety, and then expectations, right? You have expectations for a partner, what they bring to the table, what you expect them to be versus what they are. Yeah. And then you take what your parents bring to the table, right? Your upbringing, whether it's good or bad, and what they've forced down your throat. And you mix that in this giant cauldron of emotion, and you set it free on this relationship. And then you have a tragedy that happens in there. It becomes this giant stew of horrific, and then you add really bad relationships on top of it. It becomes this horrific, it's either a misunderstanding or it's truth. And then you mix the two beautifully, where it's, Imogen doesn't know what to believe, right? Yeah. And we'll get into that here in just a second, but you've done this beautiful job of building this world where Imogen doesn't know whether to believe that everyone she's running into is either out to get her or is it her? Is she the one with the problem?
Yep. And I feel like, I suffer from anxiety myself. So it's a lot of that, taking something that very well, that feeling of discomfort and unsettling and, a little bit of paranoia and whatnot, and just kind of harnessing that and channeling it a little bit into your character and saying, okay, now if you took your regular everyday worries and then now focus them into this situation. And it's kind of a crucible is what she runs into at this point where we meet her, where she's newlywed, she's on her honeymoon cruise, and then she's suddenly very suspicious that her brand new husband might have been flirting with the waitress at lunch when she wasn't looking or wasn't supposed to be looking. And now she can't find him. He's not on the cruise ship. And so it's one of those like very, I mean, you said it well. She doesn't know who she can trust, and she doesn't know if maybe she is being the one who is, kind of off the mark and whatnot. So it's very much what I wanted to play that very kind of close to that middle line where you could tip either way. With part of the book, you think maybe that she's wrong, maybe, and maybe she's right about certain things and maybe she's wrong about others. But it was very much a journey of self-discovery for her. It was trying to figure out who she was and who she could trust, and examining those relationships and how they shape us in general, as we go through life. So, yeah.
I want to talk for a moment as we're setting things up here about her relationship with her parents, because, her parents are very much, I think, the parents that quite a few people out there and that are listening or watching have, right? Tell us a little bit about her parents.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of that. Like a lot of times you put your parents on a pedestal at certain points in your life. You see them as these kind of, you don't see them as people really, they're mom and dad, something like that. And for Imogen, seeing her mother, who was a pretty talented dancer, somebody who she kind of aspired to be like, and then seeing this kind of ugly side of her where she, her mother had certain aspirations for Imogen that came from not a healthy place, really. It was kind of imparting her own missed opportunities on her daughter. And it just really took a turn because it put this like kind of bent idea in Imogen's head about what she needed to be, who she needed to be, how she needed to act, and all these things. So she was looking for guidance, and her father is kind of checked out a little bit. He just kind of is along for the ride. He's just there. I think I referred to him as like Imogen and her brother were talking, and they said, he's mom's hood ornament, and that's just kind of how I saw him as he was never going to really help either of his kids if they were put in this, uncomfortable position by his wife. And so he was just kind of like on the side, and not having where he could have made a difference in especially Imogen's life. And he was kind of emotionally checked out to some extent, but her mom was very much a driving force in her life and continued to be. So I think, that's a common thing. I think a lot of people it'll resonate to some extent with them, hopefully not to that extent where your entire life is consumed and maybe put on a different course where you're not happy, where you ended up and whatnot. But just the importance of family, and expectations and how that shapes us and whatnot. So,
Without getting too spoilerish, Imogen has had a relationship that's gone very, very wrong. That shapes her thinking as to how she treats her current husband.
So that's the other thing. And when I approached Imogen, I tried to think of every single angle, especially women encounter in a day-to-day, where they have these certain expectations put upon them by, like I said, from family to boyfriends or fiancés or husbands, from their children, from their parents, from society in general, from their work. And it's all these different aspects that they're kind of shaped by. And I just thought about this one person who, Imogen is a person who's looking for who she is, but I tried to think about every avenue that could be affecting her. So I thought, this can be very formative, especially in a relationship, in your early 20s, that you're in love and things maybe don't go so well, and how that would shape you going forward and how you would approach other relationships at that point, which I think it's very formative. If you have a great, healthy relationship with somebody that's maybe the first really intense relationship of your life, I think it could be great because then you have a standard to kind of go by, and you say, that was true love, or that was how love was supposed to be, whether it worked out or not. But if you have a not so good experience, yeah, it can form you and make you very untrustworthy of other people and cautious and paranoid and stuff like that. So yeah, those are some of the things it's playing with there.
It is that first young love that really shapes the way you look at things through those glasses, doesn't it? It's that real first intense love, and it doesn't necessarily have to be true love, but it's that first intense love that really shocks you into the way you treat things from there on out. It's funny how, especially how it ends too, is how you start to treat each one down the line. You think, well, that one really either hurt me or that one really treated me well. And then you carry that forward, and you would hope you would shake that, and generally it takes, I hate to say this, Joe, but it sometimes it takes some professional help down the line to sit down on a couch somewhere and say, you know what, this person really messed with me, and I think I need to change the way I look at things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's so much. I mean, therapy is an unbelievably wonderful tool for people to kind of guide them, not only understanding why and how other people treated them, but also like very much for self-reflection. And I think that's what so many people run into is it's very scary looking at yourself and the things inside you sometimes. And I think that's what people are they want to keep at arm's length to some extent. If you keep kind of delving into yourself, sometimes you find things that you're unhappy with or that you want to change. But I feel it's the only way that people grow. So it's very important to kind of look at those aspects when creating a character, how either very self-reflective a character has been or not. And that will definitely shape kind of the arc of where they go from there, and could be wonderful or it could be disastrous. So I think that's very much, being self-reflective and kind of facing some of those things inside you. Yeah.
Are you of a mind that time doesn't necessarily heal all wounds, that time may actually cause those wounds to not just scar, but cause things to bubble up further underneath? Yeah,
definitely. I feel like, going with that type of like similar, kind of the metaphor there is if the wound isn't clean when it heals over, it's never going to fully heal. So you have some of these things, the people that, run into certain situations in their life, like you said, your first real strong love, that could very much shape you for several relationships down the road, because you never really kind of excised that wound and really came to terms with it. So I think it's very much for lots of different situations in your life. So if you don't address things at that level, time can potentially make them worse. You might come to terms with them to some extent or make peace with them, but maybe it's never fully healed. So yeah, and again, it goes back to that, just being honest with yourself, being honest with other people. I think at that point, and then, then maybe it will heal with time and stuff. But yeah.
This character of Imogen is an interesting character study in what happens to a person when they hold on to the past for too long, right? When you don't have that memory of a bird, so to speak, when you can't just, when you can't just let go of things and move on. And mind you, she's had a life where you can't necessarily let go of certain things.
Yeah.
You can't just necessarily drop things and move on. That maybe there were times where people needed to intervene and say, hey, you know what? Maybe you need to stop for a moment and go get that help and take a break. Just take a break from life.
Yep.
But she kept kind of rolling.
Yeah. And again, it's that very much that pressure, that I was like looking at as far as specifically women. They are expected to be, the perfect girlfriend or wife or mother or housekeeper or business professional. Their expectations so many times have all these layers stacked on top of one another. They have to be all these things. And a lot of times men, they don't have to deal with those things as much. It's the gap has closed somewhat over time, but I mean, there's still definitely something there. There's a separation and a double standard, I feel like, a lot of times. So I wanted to kind of like really delve into that and how a person who has all these external pressures, inside they might be holding on to a lot of this baggage and this internal turmoil and things that they haven't dealt with because they're expected to just be strong, capable, smart, professional individuals, and not be super emotional or not fail here and there. So it's a lot of pressure, I think, and that's very much at the heart of who she is as a character. Yeah.
Tell you what, Joe, let's take our break. When we come back, I want to talk about the incident that happens between Imogen and her new husband, Lev. They're on a cruise and they're in Greece. The two of them are supposedly happily married, but Imogen thinks that now they're not. And something happens that fateful day aboard the cruise ship in their room that we'll talk about when we get back. And it sets things in motion. And we'll talk about what exactly happened and what sets things in motion that gets the two of them not necessarily trusting each other. The book is amazing, folks. It's called I Become Her. It comes out on Tuesday, August 26th. You can pre-order it right now. We have a link in the description of this program. I highly encourage you to do so. I got a sneak peek at it, and I'll tell you this much. It is amazing. It is amazing, and you will not see any of this coming. I tell you, it's got twists and turns in here that your mouth will just hang open the entire time that you're reading this book. Joe takes you for a ride in this book. I'll tell you that much. I Become Her is the name of the book. When we come back, we'll talk about Lev. We'll talk about Imogen, and we will talk about the world that surrounds them. We'll talk about the family that surrounds them, the friends and neighbors that surround them, and a little bit about whether they can come back together after the mess that they create. We'll talk about that next here on the Best in True Crime Podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday. Welcome back to the Best in True Crime Podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday. I'm Tim Dennis. My guest is Joe Hart. The name of the book is I Become Her. And boy, is it a good one. It is available Tuesday, August 26th. We have a link in the description of this program so that you can pre-order. And I encourage you to go pre-order right now. Joe, before the break, we were talking about Imogen and her new husband, Lev, and they're aboard a cruise ship. And they're just outside of Greece. They've docked just outside of Greece. Let's get particular about that fateful night. They've docked. They go to see the town. They go to a restaurant, and they're going to eat. Imogen believes that she sees Lev not only just flirt with the waitress that they're having, where they're having dinner, but actually touch her hand. So she thinks that he's doing more than just flirt, right? Yeah. Describe to me what it is that she thinks is happening here, that there's more than just innocent flirtation going on here.
Yeah. So it comes very much from, how Imogen has related to and how she sees Lev. He's this very, he's pretty dashing, intelligent, good looking, very charismatic guy. And she's been kind of swept away by their relationship, and not that she hasn't really entered into it fully. She's invested in everything, but it's this cautious investment. She's still wounded by her past, and she's trying to come to terms with that. But she feels like, hey, I've fallen in love again. This is for real. And so it's very much a gut punch when, she comes back basically from the bathroom to to their table, and she happens to see Lev talking with the waitress, who is, you know, a young, pretty woman, and he puts his hand on her hand, and it's just a very fleeting touch, but all in that one moment kind of things start to unravel for Imogen. She can't quite let it go. She can't just brush it aside and say, oh, geez, you know, I think maybe it was just, I just didn't see what I thought I saw, or it wasn't anything serious, you know. She's not able to let it go. So yes, much later at night, they're drinking, they're dancing, they're trying to have a good time. And she kind of, she falls asleep at the end of the night and wakes up a few hours later, and Lev isn't in their room anymore. So then this just kind of heightens, and it's kind of where we pick up with Imogen, is she's starting to look for him, and she's just hoping that he's somewhere else on the ship, that he went down to the casino, or he's at the bar or something like that. But it's late at night, and she starts to wonder, did he go back on the island? Did he, you know, what did he say to the waitress at lunch today? You know, yeah. And the ship is leaving in a few hours. So then she has to kind of be quick, but she goes back onto the island, and she sees a couple people on the beach at night, and it's very hard to see, but she kind of feels like one of them might be Lev. And she just gets just an impression that he might be with the waitress that they saw at lunch. So when he comes back to the room later, and the ship has undocked and they're out at sea, they have a little altercation. You know, she kind of confronts him, and he denies it. And it's one of those things, it's that balance beam that she's walking and saying, am I making things up in my head? Is he guilty of this? Did he do something? Did I see him on the beach? And there's this moment where he is just kind of too close to her. And the argument kind of takes a turn, and Lev ends up falling over the balcony of their room, which the balcony, you know, door is open to the room, and he falls into the ocean in the middle of the night. And it's not good in any sense, because, you know, I did some research, and I mean, if you fall off a cruise ship, even during the day, it's very, like, a lot of times they don't recover the people. They are lost at sea. Right. It's a serious situation. So in that moment, some of her past comes into play. She wonders what she should do, who she should call, if she should call anybody. She panics there for a moment, but Lev ends up being found. He's okay. He manages to pull through. Kind of miraculously is found by another boat, but he has lost his memory of how he fell off the ship. So that's kind of the setup for where we go forward. Is they go home in what's supposed to be this newlywed bliss, and there's this major thing hanging between them that Lev really isn't aware of, or is he? and Imogen is really worried that he's going to remember kind of what happened during their argument, and which then just leads her to kind of start wondering, you know, like, is he remembering everything, or is he not? She's starting to see a few signs that, you know, his memory is coming back. She's worried about that, but yeah, she can't quite let it go, the idea that maybe she doesn't really know the person that she just married. And that's kind of where the book takes off from that point. So, yeah.
I got to tell you, the scene where he goes over the edge of the balcony, one of the most frightful scenes I could ever imagine. Having, you know, been on a cruise ship now a couple of times, when you look down over the balcony and you realize what a drop that is. You know, it doesn't matter from which deck, but just what a drop that is. And you look at the propellers, and you look at the, you know, and the fact that you could go under, you could be churned under those propellers on the ship. Anything could happen. Just the fall itself could kill you. Right.
Yep.
And it's, I shuddered when as I'm reading your description of him tumbling over and then hitting his head on the balcony, and then going into the water. And the way you write that scene, again, we're going to leave it for people to read in the book. It's chilling. It's absolutely chilling. Just everything from the way her decision making as he goes over to, you know, him actually going over. Everything in that is just absolutely disturbing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's exactly how I wanted it to come across.
It truly is. It truly is disturbing. And again, it's one of those things where there's so much gray area in here, Joe, where, you when you find out Lev is alive, you're like, yeah, he's alive, but yeah, he's alive. I mean, you're okay. Yeah, he's alive. Good. But he's alive, but he's alive, but he's alive. But you want to cheer, but you're like, but is this a good guy? Do you know if he's a good guy? Did he actually do it? Right. Or he claims he was at the casino, then he got a drink and then you're missing stuff here. I wasn't where you'd think I was.
Yep. And that's the whole thing she's very much worried that she's potentially ruining the best thing that could have happened to her. That it is all in her head, that he is completely innocent. And she is so worried that he is going to remember and that her life is going to fall apart. And it's a very tense situation coming back from a honeymoon, which is supposed to be great. You're supposed to start your new life together. And it's this shaky, uncomfortable, unsettling situation that just kind of keeps devolving from that point. So it's kind of nightmarish in that sense as she's trying to pick through and figure out what is reality and what isn't.
And she's trying to pick apart Lev. In the meantime, Lev seems like he's a pretty good guy. He works for a guy who's running for Senate who seems pretty darn nice, right? He takes his staff out for drinks or dinner every Friday, right? Lev himself is on the rise as his chief of staff, or he's seems to have a pretty good dating history, it seems. I mean, there's not a lot out there as far as a bad dating history, although you can't really get a hold of his girlfriends, but I mean,
right. Yeah. It's one of those things. Yeah. It comes back to, can you ever really know another person? And, I mean, that's another, point to the book is, eventually Imogen stumbles upon this woman that he dated that he never told her about. And that she's been missing for years. Like she kind of dropped off the face of the earth after they were dating. They had broken up, and it was a while after they'd been dating, she disappeared. So that's, another level of paranoia that it's just when she thinks she can start to relax, she finds this another little breadcrumb to kind of get worried about again. And it's very anxiety inducing, as far as from her perspective. She can't relax and she can't really let things go. It's one of those things, it kind of gets under your skin, so to speak. So.
And I mean, again, not to get too spoilerish, but it seems like it starts out kind of innocent, right? I mean, Lev is coming home and getting back into the swing of things, and he goes out with the senator and their crew. He comes home to make his little hangover cure, and all of a sudden he goes to reach for the ginger, and he's not supposed to know where the ginger is, right? But he reaches for it, and there it is. But she goes, well, how did he figure out where the ginger is? Right. It's these little things. It's these little paranoid things that she notices that and again, it's one of those, like, you walk the line. Is that his memory coming back, or is that muscle memory? Is it just kind of intrinsic? I keep here's where the ginger is. And you reach for it without thinking about it. Memory is a strange thing. I love playing memory because it's so crucial to makes us who we are. We base, all of our things going forward about what's happened to us. And so, she really starts to question. She's like, is he remembering, or is he not remembering, or does he remember much more than he's letting on, which is, again, another deeply unsettling aspect, that she has to deal with. So, There's also an incredibly creepy scene when they first get home where she's having kind of a nightmare, and she turns over and he's staring at her. I mean, just staring at her, like almost like he knows, but he doesn't, right? It's just, ugh.
It's the middle of the night, and she rolls over and he's awake, like looking at her, or she thinks he's awake. He might have, she thought, is he dreaming with his eyes open? So it's this. I tried to think of all these different little things that could kind of unnerve you in your relationship with somebody. where you start questioning things. Because, it comes down to, should you be afraid of this person or should you be afraid of yourself? And that's really the battle she's fighting, is going back and forth between those two things. Is she going to ruin something really good, or is this not anything good at all? Yeah.
And in the process, as she's unraveling, she's also, it's the pressure of not only her family, but the pressure of past relationships. And she's unraveling, thinking, well, is Lev more than what he is too? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's if you want to talk about a total meltdown, she's having this total meltdown, and you're like, man, maybe it's just her,
Yeah.
It's a beautiful concoction of I don't know how to put this, Joe, but it's almost a beautiful concoction of someone having a breakdown. You would think it's just someone having a breakdown, or has it been orchestrated to look that way?
Right. Yeah. Right? Yeah. There's a lot of, she's worried about being kind of gaslit by different people in her life. She's worried about, her past relationships, and she's concerned that people might be taking advantage of her, or, are they genuine about things that they're approaching her with? She has some responsibilities at work that she's dealing with too. And that side of things professionally, where maybe, the boss is treating her a little different because she's a woman, and she kind of starts picking some of these things out and saying, this isn't fair. You wouldn't be doing this to, a male coworker or anything like that. So, she's really taking a greater look at her life, is what this is. It's put her in this pressure cooker where she's starting to become aware of all of these pressures around her and these expectations. She either has to just be okay with letting things go, or she has to follow it to its end, wherever that's going to lead. So, and obviously the more interesting story is her following it to the end. So,
Yeah. And is it safe to say somewhere in here Lev is going to get his memory back?
Yeah, I think that's safe to say. It's amnesia, and especially the amnesia that I used for this story is the traumatic type of amnesia associated with like a head injury or just an injury in general, which is pretty common when people get hurt badly, especially a head injury. The brain kind of blocks out that moment, kind of to protect us a little bit. It blocks that out. And a lot of times it'll block out a little while before the injury too, kind of leading up to that. I had a friend in high school who got a concussion. He fell on the gym floor. And not only did he have, he thought he was going to class. He got up, got his books and went to class, French class, which was over for hours and hours. After he got to the hospital, he didn't remember most of that afternoon. It was just kind of like a blur. And then, he got injured, but he didn't remember anything kind of right before that. So I just really kind of looked into that type of amnesia that kind of surrounds that. And of course, Lev's is more pronounced. He doesn't remember not only the accident, but he doesn't remember almost 6 months of time prior to that and leading up to it. So he still thinks that, he and Imogen are still fiancés. They're not married yet, and a lot of these things. And it's like he's seeing their house, kind of for the first time that they moved in together. And then, so it's a lot of these things, you can kind of play with that memory side of things. So, yeah.
I would highly encourage people to go get this book. It's amazing. Like I said, the twists and turns and what happens in this book when things start to develop. And again, we can't give you too much here in this interview because we want you to read it. We want you to figure out what happens when things accelerate there at the end, because boy, it picks up and goes from 0 to 500 miles per hour right at the end there. And there are some twists that you won't believe. Is it, oh boy, I can't even ask that question, Joe. I can't, because I don't want to give anything away.
Right. Yeah.
But let's talk for a second about the fact that Imogen does have a brother in this, a brother that is a little more carefree than Imogen. And along the way, Charlie is his name. along the way, Charlie goes from being kind of a wise ass to somewhat supportive to, how would you say Charlie ends up at the end of their relationship or in their relationship?
Yeah, it's it's an arc for Charlie too. As you know, and these sub characters, kind of the side characters, are so fun to play with because there's lots of room to move with them too. You know, as far as a novelist, like when you have not only your main character's arc, but you have like a lot of the characters orbiting them. And Charlie was a fun one to write because yes, he's kind of the opposite to Imogen. He is very cavalier and he's confident, and and he likes to needle his sister and whatnot, but he deeply loves his sister too, and that's it kind of gets glazed over a little bit from time to time, but when things get a little more serious, then he's a little more supportive of her, which was nice to see. And it's always, when you go in to write a novel, you never know exactly how things are going to play out or how the characters are going to behave exactly. You have just a general idea of who they are. But it's really fun to put them in certain situations and then see what they say to each other, and if that rings true or not. It's obviously part of the editing process, but it's very much comes from that kind of visceral. If I was that person talking to this other person, what would I say and how would I react there? So Charlie, yes, he becomes much more. He kind of gets won over a little bit by Imogen's actions by the end. At first he's pretty like, what's going on with you, sis? And just kind of like puzzled and hoping that he's not watching his sister kind of slide into bad paranoia, anxiety, that type of thing. But by the end, he starts to kind of wonder himself. And again, not to avoid spoilers, but
right.
Yeah, he ends up very much more on Imogen's side, when we last see Charlie and stuff. So, and the importance of that family structure again around the characters and whatnot. So it comes into play. So, yeah.
And I'll throw this in there. I'm really shocked at where Imogen's mother goes by the end of the deal too. That was wow. That was a twist that I never saw coming.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I didn't know for sure that was going to happen, and kind of until I came right up to that point. And I thought, that if it fits with the character action and motivation and who they are, that's what happens. So, yeah.
Interesting nonetheless. And then the characters of the neighbors that are across the street is an interesting, I mean, not just the neighbors that watch after the dog, but the neighbors that have the cat. The neighbors that have the cat are an interesting trope because it really does show the development of the storyline, or it mirrors the development of the storyline throughout, again, without getting too spoilerish. But it's almost a gauge of where we're going, and how deep we're getting into the weeds, so to speak. It's almost a temperature gauge, right? Of the development, maybe the development of Lev, you could say. And for that matter, you could say the neighbors are kind of a temperature gauge of where the relationship is, of where Lev and Imogen are. Because Lev, when he gets home, really does say, when we get home, I really want to start this family. I want this for us, right? I want the house. I want the picket fence. I want, eventually I want kids. I want this. I want this. And Imogen's saying, well, wait a minute, eventually. Yeah. But right now, I just got a promotion at work. What about me? What about my needs? Right.
Yeah.
And it seems like they kind of have two paths, but Lev really is insisting on his path. Yeah.
I wanted to kind of play into that little bit of the misogyny that's maybe somewhat, I don't know. I don't want to say it's unintended in certain relationships, but I think it just certain times, men's preferences and what they're doing takes precedent over the relationship. If they get like, and how I had this in the book is, Lev gets a pretty prestigious promotion, and he has, like you said, he has this idea of where their life is going to go, and it's going to kind of be his way. It's not a bad, it's not a bad plan or anything, it's kind of moving up in the world, so to speak. And yeah, starting a family and doing all these things, but he's doing it without her consent. He's making these decisions, and then kind of coming back on her and saying, well, you don't, you're not supporting me in this. You don't want this for us. Don't you want these things? And it's very much that, double standard again, where it should be like a team effort where you have a marriage. And specifically for this story, it was very much kind of investigating that side of things where somebody makes these decisions for the relationship that the other person isn't fully on board with yet, or they want to take it slower. So it was like it was a little more nuanced look at the inner workings of a new, especially a new marriage and relationship, where somebody is being a little more hands-on as far as what direction the relationship is going to go and where their life is going to go, which again rings some alarm bells for Imogen, overall. So,
It's a little low of Lev too to say, well, with the scrape I had with death and everything, I have to, I just decided I need to live life, and so I'm going at it aggressively. And I realized that I didn't think of you, but and so he's manipulating the situation. So he's saying, I know I didn't realize your needs, and I'm sorry for that, but I just, I realized I had to live life because life is short, and so I just kind of took the bull by the horns. And that's classic manipulation 101. It's classic gaslighting 101, isn't it?
It is. It's very much so. And it's, it just falls in with everything else I wanted to do in the story is he being genuine or is he not? And is it, even the things he's saying like that, it plays on her guilt. And it's like, is he aware that he's playing on her guilt, or is he just doing it by chance because this is how he feels and he's being open and honest? Yeah. And she is just it's just such a kind of confounding thing for her as a character to try to pick these things apart and try to, understand where he's coming from. Is he coming from a place, of being genuine or not? Which is, I hopefully I've written it in a way where the readers are doing the same thing. They want to be right there with her and saying, don't trust him, or you know what, you're being a little too paranoid. I think he is genuine. So that's the fun of having people kind of go different ways about it. So yeah, hopefully that comes across. So,
oh yeah, it balances that line, because you're like, well, because at that point you're still like, well, you know what, he does have a point, but still, he maybe he's stepping on a line there. Maybe he's overstepping his bounds, and It's a brilliantly written book, Joe. You've done an excellent job, my friend, with
thank you.
With this book, and all the way up until the end. Like I said, folks, you're never going to see it coming. It's one of those things where it's a beautifully written story. As I was sitting and reading all the twists and turns, Joe, I'm seeing a movie, but in order to do a movie, you really have to pare stuff down. It's so intricately written. I mean, you've written a very, what's the way to put it? It's very complicated. I mean, you've written a complicated story. And when I say complicated, it's not complicated as in difficult. That's not what I mean. What I mean by complicated is you've got so many layers there, and it's a rich story. It's one where people are going to enjoy it and really get into the characters, because there's a lot of meat on the bone. There's a lot there for people to want to glom onto and get to know the people in the book. And by the time I was done with it, I wanted to continue following the characters in the book. I wanted to know more. I wanted to know a second chapter, a second book to what happens to these people. So and that means quite a bit, because normally when I'm done with a lot of these books, I'm like, okay, the end, and I could put it aside. With this book, I was like, okay, where's the next one? Right. I want to know what happens, with continuation. So, this was.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Then I've done my job then, because the two things that I always try to do is when somebody's reading one of my books, I hope that when they're not reading it, they're thinking about it and they're wanting to get back to it. And then the other thing is if it lingers after you finish reading, then I know I've done, my work and stuff like that. So if it kind of checks those two boxes, then I'm happy that people, that's the way they're enjoying it and whatnot. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Definitely good stuff. Well, Joe, you've done it again, my friend. This is a great book, and I encourage people to pick it up. It comes out August 26th, so I know you can celebrate, have a piece of birthday cake on me, and crack this book open. It's called I Become Her. Joe Hart's my guest. Joe, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me on, and happy birthday next week. And I appreciate all the kind words. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Folks, we're going to lighten it up a little bit. Not that it hasn't been light already, but we're going to lighten it up just a bit. We're going to bring in Jessica Freeberg, and it's time now for Dumb Crimes and Stupid Criminals.
It's Crayon News story time.
What happened with this dude, Christ Bearer? I heard he cut his penis off and then jumped off a balcony.
Suspect pulls gun from butt, shoots twice at Denver police.
What is your emergency?
I need help.
And what's the problem?
I'm too high.
You're too high?
Yeah.
It's that time, the time you've all been looking forward to. It's time now for Dumb Crimes and Stupid Criminals. And with that, I need a co-hostess. Which every time I say hostess makes me think of cupcakes. I might be a little hungry, just a little bit. I haven't had lunch. I did feed lunch to the birds today. I know I'm getting off on a tangent. Yeah, I fed Tweety and Steeler today. I'm getting better at I'll explain here in a minute. I know I'm going off on a tangent. But the birds now respond to me when I call them for lunch. So.
Oh, they love you.
They do. I'll just introduce. She's witty, talented, funny. She's got 4 new books out there that you need to go get because her publisher doesn't know about Staggering. We'll have that talk with them later. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Jessica Freeberg. Hi, Jess.
Hello.
What are the names of your new books?
Oh, gosh. Okay. Monsters of the Pacific Northeast.
Okay.
Ghostly Tales of the Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostly Tales of Ohio, I think. Oh my gosh, you're challenging me. I need to Monsters of the South, I know that one. I can't remember the ghost one, though. Here's the bad thing, and I apologize to anyone who lives in a state that begins with an I or an O. They all blend together in my brain, except for Iowa, because I'm from there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So now I don't remember the ghostly tale one. So thanks, Tim.
That's
Thanks
good.
for making me.
No, that's fine.
What's stupid? You said I look so smart today. I've got my hair in a bun. I'm like all business.
I know. You have that. You have the either the lawyer or the teacher look right now. I don't know whether to be afraid or turned on. I'm kind of like, wow.
You can feel both.
Okay. All right. Great.
Okay, it's Ghostly Tales of Ohio. Yes.
Ghostly Tales of Ohio. All right. There we go.
Right. I'm sorry. Sorry for the suspense and that I don't know the difference between Idaho and Ohio. I do actually, just not on the spot.
One's full of potatoes. The other's full of Buckeyes. So
they're all full of ghosts and monsters. That's all I know.
There you go. All right. There you go. So yeah, I've now I think I now have my 2 goldfinches trained to respond when I tell them it's time for dinner.
Aw.
I just I filled their they have a little dish, little creme brulee dish that I just put their seeds in. And then like an idiot, I stand out in the middle of the yard and I yell, Steeler, Tweety, time for dinner. And they come flying around the corner and they come eat their dinner.
Oh, well, as long as you're not doing it in like a, Cinderella dress. Every time you tell me these stories, I just think Cinderella, Cinderella.
Yeah, everybody thinks I'm, Snow White or Cinderella. Yeah, everyone calls me a Disney princess now.
Yep,
I don't know.
That's what you are.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but Yeah.
A middle-aged, balding Disney princess.
That's right. Or I'm a middle-aged, balding Dr. Doolittle. One or the other. But I don't.
Well, that works too.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they. Now I talk to birds, evidently.
Talks to all the critters. That's what he does.
Yeah. I think it's just because I have the food. That's all it is.
Well, yeah.
I have the food.
Critters are smart. They are. They know who feeds them.
Yeah. Yeah. So they come around. They're like, hey, fat boy has the food. Let's go get it. They come around. It's really simple, right? I mean, there's not much to the whole deal. Fat boy's got the food. Let's go find him.
And you're so kind to them too. Like you just give off a great energy, Tim.
Oh, thanks.
You know?
But they'll also come up and tell me it's time for food. That's the other thing. I was sitting there.
Yeah.
I was sitting there reading the other day, and they flew up and landed on the banister, and they're like, "Hey, time for food." I was like, "Oh, okay. You want?"
Gosh.
Lunch? Yeah.
I'm sure I told you about that mouse at the Jungle Theater. I'm probably not supposed to say that the Jungle Theater in Minneapolis has mice in it, but it's an old building, so they all do. But there was a little mouse in there when my daughter was doing a show, and I had to stay down in backstage waiting for her in between takes or whatever. And he would come up to us and like take food from in front of my foot. Like I'd set it right in front of my foot. And he'd walk up and he'd take it and he'd just nibble at it and look at me and say, "Thank you," and then run away.
You fed the mice?
Yes, he was so cute. And I got in trouble from the director because they're like, or the stage manager, they're like, "You're not supposed to feed the mice. We're trying to kill them."
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
Well, he's our friend. So don't tell us if you catch him in a trap because we like him. His name is Gus. Be nice to him.
You named him?
Well, yes, of course.
Oh. No.
He liked Cheez-Its.
I bet he does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cheez-Its. Huh?
He'd get so close and then he'd know, like he'd recognize that it was us and he'd come out, and come up real close and we'd put Cheez-It down.
He'd say, "My friend."
Yep.
My friend says,
I won't kill you. I love you.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
He was so cute.
Well, they are, but they also carry a lot of diseases too.
Yeah, I don't want him in my house.
Yeah.
Although when we did have him in our house, I caught him in plastic containers and took him out to a field and let him go because I didn't want to kill him.
Yeah. There was somebody asked me, it was a few months ago, they said, "Aren't you afraid chipmunks have diseases?" I'm like, they don't have diseases.
I mean, maybe if you eat them, they might have parasites, but you're not going to make a chipmunk.
Yeah, I'm not making chipmunk souffle. Yeah, no, they're my buddies. Yeah. I've actually, well, back when I had my ones that didn't, before they passed, I petted a few of them. But yeah, they got soft little furry. You pet them or massage them. I gave one a little massage. Yeah. I had one of my chippers to get a massage. Yeah. He would sit there and just like this little massage. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't anything dirty. Don't get the wrong idea out there, you sick freaks.
Chicka bow bow.
No, it wasn't like that. Come on now. But yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know porn music. That's just what I think.
No, I think it is. It's pretty close. Yeah. I mean, one can imagine. But we got a lot of good stories today, Jess. I suppose we should launch into this. Boy, you people have, speaking of sick freaks, you people have come up with some good stories this week. We're smack dab in the middle of nude, lewd, and crude season. As far as summer goes, I don't know what it is about the heat. People decide, we just need to strip naked and do whatever, including crimes, Jess. So be prepared. It's one of those weeks.
I'll brace myself.
Steel your reserve, my friend, because it's going to get nasty here at the end of the show. I'll just tell you that. And our palate cleanser. What was our theme for palate cleanser this week? I'm trying to remember. I just know it's an interesting one. I think it was. I'll tell you when we get there. I knew it was something, but it's just like I told you, I had to I'm on medication right now, so for my neuropathy. So it's clouding my brain. I'm a bit clouded right now. I'm clouding my brain.
We're in trouble.
That's right. We're in trouble.
You're driving the bus, Tim.
That's right. I'm driving the bus, and it clouded my brain, Jess. It clouded my brain. Well, we'll deal with it. Here we go. Our first story has to do, oh boy, I think this came from one of our listeners. By the way, if you have a story for me, tim@darknessradio.com. It's the easiest way to get one of these stories for us, like this one from one of our listeners. A woman who left a decaying father in his recliner for months claims she did not see serious injuries while caring for him. I find this one hard to believe. We're going to open with this one today. A Florida woman, of course it happened in Florida, was arrested for elder abuse after she took her father to the hospital where he was found to be covered in human waste and maggots. But she didn't see anything wrong, Jess.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How do you not notice? The smell, Tim. The smell would give it away.
Well, here, I'm going to show you a picture. She looks like the female version of, God rest his soul, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. That's how she didn't.
She does.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah, that's wild.
Sharon! She's, believe it or not, how old would you think this woman is if I held this picture up for you?
80.
She's 54.
Oh,
she's led a hard life.
My goodness.
Yeah. 54-year-old Pamela Reynolds told police that she was her elderly father's caregiver when they questioned her at the hospital, as she was being treated for several serious health concerns. Or he was, rather. She should be, too. I mean, she looks horrible. According to an arrest report reviewed by Law and Crime, police said that Reynolds' father, whose age was not provided, suffered from several health problems, including diabetes and heart failure. When police spoke to hospital employees who treated the man, they said he was suffering from necrosis, was covered in feces, and was severely malnourished. Reynolds told police that she had not moved her father from his recliner for 2 months. So he just sat there.
Wow.
Yeah. According to the arrest report, Reynolds' father had been treated for his injuries and cleaned by the time police arrived. So she wanted to make a good show of it. When police arrived at the hospital and saw him in the intensive care unit, the responding officer said, "I could smell decaying flesh coming from the alleged victim." The man was unable to move himself, and the police officer noted several injuries to his body as he was being photographed by crime scene technicians. One injury was allegedly the size of a softball with black and yellow tissue, pus, and fluids coming out.
Oh, poor guy. Gosh.
Oh. Medical staff who treated the man told police that his right hip injury had become necrotic when he arrived. The wounds contained maggots and feces. I wouldn't let this woman watch my pet rock.
Wow. Are you hungry now, Tim?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could go for lunch now. When police questioned Reynolds, she told them that she regularly bathed her father with soap and water. I doubt it. And gave him food and medicine while in her care. She allegedly said that she had not taken her father to the doctor since January and had not moved him from the recliner since early June because of transportation issues. I'm guessing it was June of last year. Reynolds allegedly told police she did not see or was not aware of the injuries on her father. I don't think she even looked at him twice since like 2 years ago. Reynolds told police that after a failed attempt to bring her father to the hospital in April, she finally called 911 on July 31st when she noticed he had a high heart rate. He didn't have any heart rate. He was dead. According to
decaying.
Yeah, he was necrotic. He smelled. He was, you name it, he was. According to the report, police were able to communicate with the older man who appeared to be cognitively aware. Oh, he was still alive.
Oh, okay. In June. 2 months ago. Yeah.
He was cognitively aware of why he was in the hospital. He was able to tell police that he had been lying in the chair for several months. Reynolds, who reportedly cried during her interview with police, was arrested on August 4th on one count of neglect of an elderly or disabled adult with great bodily harm. She was booked into the Escambia County Jail, where she's being held on $10,000 bond. Her arraignment is scheduled for August 22nd.
So was he dead? I'm so confused. He was talking, but he smelled dead because he was rotting.
He smelled dead. He was still alive.
Oh, that's even more horrifying.
Oh.
Ugh. Can you imagine maggots like in your flesh just eaten away?
No. That's a nightmare. That woman needs to be executed, I think. I'm not sure. What do they do with...
Maybe the same punishment that she made him live through. Just put her in a chair and leave her there for 2 months and...
Something. Oh,
that's so sad. How do you do that to your dad? Or anyone, for that matter. But your dad.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
That's insane. We'll stay in Florida for this one. The Niceville police, yes, we're going to Niceville for this one, credits a routine traffic stop for preventing a potential mass shooting. The Niceville police say his officers, or police chief rather, say his officers stopped a possible mass shooting. Chief Mark Hayes, or Hasey, one or the other, told the city council about it at a meeting this week. He says routine traffic stop saved some lives. An officer on duty noticed a suspicious vehicle and pulled it over. The driver immediately told the officer he was out to kill people. You heard that right. The person immediately stopped and put his hands and arms out the window and stated, "You need to take me to jail because I'm out here to kill people." Yep.
Well, at least he's honest.
Yep. Time to go to jail. 33-year-old Ryan Mosterferis was arrested for a traffic violation, probation violation for a previous DUI, and driving while his license was revoked. He claimed that he was hunting people to kill them, and he was going to kill himself, Hasey said. He was going to start with his family. They weren't home. They were out of state. Lucky for them, is what the police said.
Wow.
Yeah. Hasey says if he wasn't pulled over then, the charges could have been much worse. In his car, he had many weapons, shotguns, tools, pistols, 100 rounds of ammunition, magazines loaded up the whole line, said Hasey. Mostaferis' neighbor, who said he wanted to stay anonymous, said she wasn't surprised to see this happen. I've said from almost day one that I've lived there, he's dangerous, the neighbor said. There's something not right about that guy. He's dangerous. The neighbors felt like she was watching a true crime episode when police busted down his front door. Things I can't even describe that were in his house on the wall, Hasey said. And floor to ceiling was pictures, like pictures from magazines and drawings. They were almost all on top of each other. And then there were strings, like you'd have a piece of string tacked in here, and then it ran across the wall, and it was tacked in here, and then it was tacked up here, said the neighbor. Oh, like it was, from one side to another, like the red string deal, like a conspiracy theory. And it reminded me much of like if you watched an episode of Criminal Minds, how those people, they're just constantly spinning in their mind. That's literally how the wall looked. It was like a wall of insanity. Sounds
to me like you should just write a book.
Yeah. Additional weapons and ammunition were taken from the home. It's scary. I mean, we live in Niceville, Florida. You know what I'm saying is what this person said. This doesn't happen here. It happens in Louisville and St. Louis is what the person said. It doesn't happen here, said Hasey. And to know he was in our neighborhood driving around with loaded guns, wanting to hunt people is terrifying. In Niceville.
Yeah, Niceville. You can't kill people in Niceville.
No, they're nice.
Yeah. That's bananas. And that's so scary because you don't know. Like, if you're out and about and you go to the grocery store, you might be passing someone who's just like, yeah, I'm out here hunting people.
Yep. Today's the day he's hunting people. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. This one came to me from Tony very last minute. He decided I'm going to get this in last minute. Ladies, I'm just going to say right now, don't do this. I know revenge is sweet.
Okay.
But just don't do this.
I was going to say, it must be a good one if Tony sent it and you're putting it in last minute. I'm ready.
The headline is Damage Beyond Repair. Woman accused of pouring salt in ex-boyfriend's car engine and throwing glitter in the AC.
Oh, glitter, though. When he turns it on, it'll blow and it'll be all pretty and stuff.
I know, it's a glitter party. We go to Richmond, Kentucky, where a woman in Kentucky is accused of pouring salt in her ex's car engine and putting glitter in the AC. In a criminal complaint, the Richmond Police Department says Stephanie Carlquist totaled her ex's car after the couple got into an argument in early July. Don't do that. It's so bad. The complaint says Carlquist poured salt into the engine, glitter in the AC vent, slashed a tire, cracked the windshield, cracked the rearview mirror, and shattered the car's radio screen.
Wow. She really got after it.
She's a little mad. Carlquist's ex-boyfriend told police that she slashed the one tire on July 6th, but then did the rest of the damage after an argument on July 15th. By the way, would you like to see a picture of her?
Yes, please.
This woman looks like she just went to Disney World. Look at her.
Oh.
She's so happy.
She's so happy and she's so cute.
Yeah, she just
Who would think that she'd be so violent?
She's so happy. She's like, look at me, look what I did.
She's like, it's the glitter. The glitter's really going to get him.
Yeah. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Look what I did. I did it.
Oh.
After the car was damaged, the tow company took the car to a Goodyear in Richmond, where the car was deemed totaled after the estimated cost of damages added up to how much, Jess? Let's play the Price is Right on how much damage she did. Salt in the engine.
Did you say what kind of car it was?
Yeah, let me get you the make and model again here.
Okay.
Wait, did we say? We didn't say what kind of car it was.
I don't think you did. Well, you'll just make a random guess. You know I'm not good at this game anyway, so even if I knew, I probably wouldn't get it right.
Oh, and then to my...
Let's say it was $12,000 of damage.
Did you say 12,000?
Yeah, did I nail it?
You did.
Shut up.
Look at that.
I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket.
I'm telling you, $12,464.96.
Go me.
You win the Price is Right today. Look at you.
I can't tell you what state I wrote a book about, but I can guess the price of that car without even knowing what it is.
However, police say Carlquist told the tow truck driver about damaging the car when they arrived to take it to Goodyear. The tow truck driver then called the victim's mom to tell her about Carlquist's admission. Why would you admit it to the tow truck driver? After learning about the admission, Carlquist allegedly messaged her ex-boyfriend on Instagram. She told him she was stressed out because of her pregnancy and that she was sorry about the damage.
Oh, she's pregnant? Oh, so he gets to have a child with her?
Yeah. Yeah, there's 18 more.
Forever and ever.
There's 18
forever
more,
bonded.
18 more years of this. So don't invest in any expensive car because she's going to trash that too. Yeah. Police say when they interviewed Carlquist, she allegedly admitted to the glitter in the air vents and the damage to the windshield, but said she was overdue for the oil, motor, and all other damage. Overdue? What does that mean? Carlquist is being held in the Madison County Detention Center on a $12,000 bond. She's charged with felony criminal mischief. Wonder how many months along she is. She doesn't look like she's that far along.
Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. Those hormones can get you all the way through start to finish, though, and beyond.
Oh, ladies, just, don't. When it comes to cars, just don't. It's,
No.
sounds like a good idea, but don't.
And that glitter idea, though, I'm telling you, if my husband ever really makes me mad, that would be the thing that would make him crazy. Because we've, had 2 girls and there's glitter everywhere, like all the time as we're growing up.
Oh,
He hates it.
it's hard to clean up too.
It never goes away.
Mm-mm. It's incredibly hard to clean up.
And then he leaves for the office and he's got like glitter in his eyebrow and we're like, just don't tell him.
Oh my
Let him
God.
go.
Can you imagine?
He's
Just
sparkling.
everywhere. In his beard and his eyebrows. Yeah.
I love it. If I had a beard, I'd glitter it on purpose. But I'm a girl. I like glitter.
That reminds me. It's such a stupid controversy, but I love it anyways. This past weekend, Vikings are at home, preseason game.
Yeah.
There's some Vikings fans that are absolutely losing their shit about these new male cheerleaders. And I think
saw that. What in the world?
And I think it's the funniest thing.
It's so silly.
Yeah. Who cares?
There's always been male cheerleaders.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Are they having fun? Good.
Yeah. Are they happy?
Yeah.
Don't like it, don't look at it. That's what I say.
That's
Watch
right.
the game and shut up.
That's right. I don't care who cheers for the Vikings. Go ahead. Have fun. Dance away. Who cares?
Yeah, there's definitely weirder things going on in the crowd than a male cheerleader. I mean, all the guys that are like painted and like screaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're male cheerleaders. They just don't know it.
That's right. You're right, Jess. Yeah. If you are that threatened by a grown man dancing around and cheering for the Vikings,
Yeah.
Your sexuality is teetering on something. Let me tell you.
It definitely says more about you than it says about them.
That's right.
That's for sure.
That's right. If you're that threatened, maybe
Live and let live.
Maybe you ought to take that finger and point it right back at you. It's pretty funny. All right, I'm off my soapbox now. Let's go on to the next story, shall we?
Let's do it.
We're staying in Florida, where a Florida man is convicted of murder. Again, another story sent in by one of our wonderful listeners. A Florida man is convicted of murder after impaling his girlfriend on a bedpost.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm telling you, our listeners went all out this week.
dang. Good one. I've never heard of such a thing.
Well, you tell me, is she impalable? Here's a picture of her. Would you say, hey, I'd spike you on a bedpost, baby?
Oh. Was that the guy who impaled her?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. He looks like the type who would impale his woman on a bedpost.
I mean, he kind of does. She looks innocent.
Yeah.
She's cute.
Yeah. It's not a Sid and Nancy type of romance, I don't think. I don't know if that's the way I should have put it, but the quote here is, he was pissed off and wanted her out. Well, she's not going to move very fast with a bedpost through her, I'll tell you that much.
No kidding.
Yeah. Sylvia Galva was just 32 in 2019, and her boyfriend, Adam Crespo, was 49. He's old enough to know better.
I would say.
Yeah.
And he got a younger woman. Lucky guy. He just freaking impales her on a bed.
Right. Yeah. He drove a bedpost fashioned like a metal spear through her chest.
First of all, where do you get a bedpost fashioned like a metal spear? That's red flag number 1.
Bed, bath, and beheading, I think probably is where you get it. Yeah. I'm sure.
If you walk into your boyfriend's bedroom and it looks like a medieval torture chamber, run away.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably not for you. Yeah. Or
No,
if you're into
or
that,
anyone.
maybe he is. 49-year-old Adam Crespo was convicted of second-degree murder on Monday, August 11th in Florida. He's now facing a possible life sentence. The conviction stems from the death of his girlfriend, 32-year-old Sylvia Galva, who died in 2019 after being impaled with a bedpost fashioned like a metal spear. Assistant State Attorney Jacqueline Brody of the Broward County State Attorney's Office said he was pissed off and wanted her out. A Florida man who claimed his girlfriend died in a freak accident. He claimed she died in a freak accident, was convicted of her murder on Monday. 49-year-old Adam Crespo is now facing a possible life sentence in that Broward County, or after a Broward County jury found him guilty of second-degree murder following less than 2 hours of deliberation. That charge stems from the death of Crespo's 32-year-old girlfriend, Sylvia Galva, who died in July of 2019, again after being impaled on a bedpost in the couple's bedroom at their home in Hallandale Beach, about 15 miles north of Miami. Now, Crespo did not testify in the defense at his trial and maintains that Galva's death was the result of a freak accident. Believe it or not, Jess, he's set to be sentenced on Halloween.
Oh, wow. That's fitting.
Yeah, it's kind of freakish. Galva and a female friend had spent the day before her murder together before meeting up with Crespo at midnight, according to a probable cause affidavit obtained by People magazine. The three went to a popular hotel bar in Hollywood before returning to Crespo and Galva's home sometime after 1 a.m., according to the affidavit. In her interview with Detective Christopher Grieco of the Hallandale Beach Police Department, Galva's friend said she heard the couple arguing in their bedroom shortly after the three arrived at the apartment. She didn't know the reason for the fight, but told Detective Grieco that she did hear Crespo ask Galva to leave the room at one point. The friend said the next thing she recalls hearing was the victim scream and state if Crespo wanted her to make a scene. That's one way to make a scene. A few minutes later, Crespo allegedly yelled to the friend to call 911. She calls 911 and enters the room to see the victim on her back and begins CPR until rescue arrived. She observed the wound in the chest area and advised the victim did not have a pulse or respiration when she began CPR. Soon after police arrived on the scene, Crespo waived his right to an attorney and provided law enforcement with a sworn statement, according to the affidavit. Crespo told police that he wished to go to bed after the group arrived back at the apartment, but instead found himself arguing with an intoxicated Galva. He explained that he told her to leave several times. She refused, at which point he grabbed her by the ankles and began to pull her off the bed. Crespo told police that Galva then grabbed onto the bedpost, which was a 5-foot spear with a 12-inch double-sided metal blade. Again, like you said, Jess, where do you find a bedpost like that?
Definitely not Slumberland furniture, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's not a Slumberland special. Nor is it one of those Ashley deals, right, for $2.99?
No.
Yeah. He continued to pull Galva, and then while he was looking away, he heard a snap and turned around to see Galva impaled on the bedpost. Crespo told police that after seeing that the blade from the spear had penetrated Galva's chest, he pulled it out of her, hoping it was not too bad. I think at that point you're screwed. It's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. And his story kind of defies logic. Like he's pulling her off the bed and somehow she flings up and like is impaled in her chest.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite make sense.
You could run over the top if you're pulling fast enough, but you just all of a sudden sink into it. I mean, that...
And it's 5 foot tall. So if he's just pulling her off the mattress, how would she get all the way up to the point of that?
Right. You'd have to pop her up and then pop her back down onto it. You know?
I'm no scientist, Tim, but this isn't quite equating in my brain.
The angles don't work, right? The physics here don't quite work. The defense tried to explain how Galva could have managed to impale herself at trial, but to no avail. Doesn't quite work. Doesn't work for me, brother. The Broward County State Attorney's Office had an expert testify that the angle and depth of the wound made it clear that Galva had been deliberately impaled by Crespo. Jurors seem to agree, and Crespo is now behind bars awaiting his sentencing in 2 months. He was pissed off and wanted her out, said Assistant State Attorney Jacqueline Brody of the Broward County State Attorney's Office. And essentially everyone agreed. So off to jail he goes.
That is a wild one.
Yeah. Our next story. Florida elementary school teacher is accused of drunkenly crashing his car between classes.
Whoa. Between classes.
Between classes. So in other words, you gotta...
He's having his little break, and
some days it's just tough. It's a tough day.
I mean, I used to be a teacher. I do understand.
You just, you got to get a nip between classes and then go crash your car. Here's the teacher in question. You tell me what is his specialty, Jess, if you had to guess.
Oh, I don't know. He looks like he would play in a guitar band or something.
You think he's a music teacher, or is he an art teacher?
Probably. I mean, something in the arts for sure. Is he an art teacher?
Let's see. I'm guessing art. Oh, you know what? He's language arts.
What?
Yeah. I just read it. He's language arts.
It's a good old-fashioned book-loving hippie-looking guy.
That's right. Language arts teacher Philip Schreier was allegedly found unconscious inside his vehicle at Explorer K8.
That's not just a nip, Tim.
Yeah. Surrounded by open alcohol containers. He went full bore. A Florida elementary school teacher has been arrested after he was involved in a drunken car crash at a campus parking lot on the second day of classes.
What? No way. They could have made him that crazy that fast.
He folded like a cheap tent, Jess. He was just like, I can't take it anymore. I'm just going to drink myself blind. At Explorer K through 8 in Spring Hill, Philip Schreier was arrested on Tuesday and later charged with driving under the influence, according to the Hernando County Sheriff's Office. Deputies say they found this guy is 32?
No way.
He's
like older than you and I combined.
He looked like he was like 60. The man has more gray hair than I have.
He had a whole patch of it in his beard.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's 30.
Those kids aged him.
He's 32.
That's crazy.
This
He
man
can't be. He's lying about his age, too. He's drunk and he's lying about his age.
That man looks like he wants off the planet. Deputies said they found the 32-year-old 8th grade language arts teacher just before 11:45 a.m. He didn't even make it to noon.
Oh my God. 8th grade is rough. I will give him that. I taught 8th grade. It is hard. Those kids, there's something else. But 11? Not even noon?
What is he drinking? Screwdrivers? What was he drinking?
It's a little more than your Irish coffee in the morning.
Yeah. They found the teacher before 11:45 a.m. unconscious behind the wheel of his vehicle in the aftermath of a single vehicle collision. The school resource deputy was first on the scene after Schreier had driven his car into a fence in the school's rear parking lot. Deputies said they found Schreier surrounded by several empty single-serve alcohol containers within his reach. His vehicle was still in gear, they said. The suspect was transported to a local hospital where one deputy claimed they could smell alcohol on the suspect's breath. No crap, really. Schreier allegedly refused a deputy's request to take a test to measure his blood alcohol level or to detect chemical substances. After being cleared by the hospital, Schreier was transported to the Hernando County Detention Center. He is currently being held on how much bond? Just take a guess. Drunk
Not going to get too right.
Drunk at 11:45 in the morning. School teacher crashes into a wall, and
on school property.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
It's
$1,500.
$1,500.
Yeah.
You are so close. $1,000. It's Florida.
So this today.
You are on today. You're hitting them out of the park. The Hernando County School District stated to McClatchy News that Skyer has been placed on administrative leave pending the results of an ongoing investigation. The school district noted that the crash was initially attributed to a medical situation. Yeah. He's trying to drown his sorrows. That's the medical situation.
I guess it's alcoholism, probably. It's probably not just a one-time occurrence.
Probably. Former students and parents of children Skyer taught expressed shock over his arrest. He is the most amazing teacher. My heart is broken over this, one person commented on the sheriff's office Facebook page. I am thankful nobody was hurt and that he's okay. I hope he gets the help he needs. Yeah, if you'd all just leave him alone, that's what he needs.
He needs a different job, folks. That's right. What he needs.
He needs peace, quiet, and bubble wrap to wrap himself in. He has made such a positive impact on my children's lives, it went on to say. He was my teacher a couple of years ago. He's an amazing teacher and an amazing person. If y'all would have treated him.
That's wild that so many people have such positive things to say about him. I mean, maybe he really just cracked. Maybe there's something else going on in his personal life.
Maybe. Skyer had gotten married in March and was expecting a child in late July, according to his Facebook page. More than a decade ago in 2014, he was arrested on a DUI charge in Broward County. Well, it's not his first time.
No.
After graduating from Florida Atlantic University, Skyer worked as a bartender. Oh, jeez. Oh. That fox in charge of the hen house. Before becoming a teacher in the summer of 2017, according to his LinkedIn profile. Probably not the best job for Mr. Skyer. Just saying. It's like putting the school shooter in charge of the gun range.
Oh, no.
It's probably a bad idea.
Yeah. Do you really put bartender in your LinkedIn profile?
No. It's probably not the job you want to advertise. I'm the best damn bartender in the county. In Hernando County. You could bet on that. Well, Jess, I have a story here for you. This guy's trying out to be the Joker in the next Batman movie.
Wait. Okay.
Yep.
Looks like he's at the Renaissance Fair.
He does, doesn't he? Looks like he's trying out for the Renaissance Festival. This jester is headed to court on a felony assault charge.
Oh.
Yeah. A costume man pulled a dagger over a noisy lawn mowing, according to cops.
A dagger?
Yeah.
Are we in Florida still?
Are we in Florida? Yes, we are, as a matter of fact. We never left.
The daggers are in Florida.
Daggers are in Florida. We never left Florida, Jess. We just keep staying there today. Get ready for court, Jester. See what we did there? Upset at the noise a landscaper's lawnmower was making, a Florida man retrieved a dagger from his car and threatened the worker with a weapon, according to cops who say the accused was wearing a full jester costume during the incident and arrest. That's right. He dressed up for a daggerin. Yeah.
I wonder, what was he doing in the costume to begin with? Was he like, that's just how he dresses?
Maybe he told a few jokes before he stabbed him. Knock, knock, who's there? Your ribs. According to a court affidavit, landscaper Brian Hansen was mowing two separate lawns at a St. Petersburg street yesterday afternoon when he was confronted by 51-year-old Anthony Marzola, who probably knew better, but still dressed up in a court jester costume in the middle of the afternoon anyways, and lives in a nearby home. Marzola, investigators say, became upset with the sound of the mower. and retrieved a 12-inch dagger-style blade from a vehicle and began walking toward the victim. Marzola was allegedly pointing the dagger at Hansen and yelling that he cannot be mowing.
Okay.
You cannot be mowing.
Oh, wait, how do you respond to that as a landscaper? Just like it's a dude in a jester costume. Like,
Vroom,
what's
vroom.
happening?
That's how I respond. Vroom, vroom. I got a job to do, buddy. Marzola advanced until the victim positioned his stand-on mower, because he's standing on it,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, you don't want to get run over with one of those.
Oh, he was about to be. Marzola advanced until the victim positioned on his stand-on mower tube between him and the victim, and the defendant, rather, the victim, I almost said, because he's going to run his ass over. The 2:45 p.m. incident, cops noted, was witnessed by a neighbor. The defendant was wearing a full jester costume during the incident and arrest, and reported jester arrester Jonathan Goodman, which, by the way, that's now on his resume, jester arrester.
That's on his LinkedIn. It better be.
Yeah. Jonathan Goodman is a St. Petersburg Police Department officer, forever and here on out known as jester arrester. While the report does not indicate why Marzola was at home wearing a jester outfit in the middle of the day, it seems likely that the getup was related to his operation of the Psychedelic Jester Smoke Shop, which recently moved from Seminole to St. Petersburg.
So he dresses like that to go to work.
God help us all. Yes, he does, Jeff.
Wow.
It says here that Marzola is seen above in an image from his firm's Facebook page. The photo it left was taken Thursday by jail personnel. Do you want to see him in his jail photo?
Sure.
Okay, here, hold on. Here's Mr. Marzola in all his glory in jail.
Oh, I liked him better in his jester costume.
Yeah, he looked better in his jester costume, didn't he? Yeah.
He looks kind of creepy and skeletal.
He does. He kind of has the Skeletor look, doesn't he?
Ooh.
Charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a felony, Marzola was booked into the county lockup at a court hearing. The judge set Marzola's bond at how much? For waving a dagger at a mowing guy.
Oh, man. Can you just let me bask in my glory of being so close last time?
You don't want to take a swing at this one?
Well, I feel like if you've got a deadly weapon and you're coming after someone with it.
In a jester costume.
And yeah, I was going to say, I feel like there needs to be more added on for just being crazy. All right, I'm going to go with 2,000.
Go higher.
Really? Higher?
Yeah.
4,000.
Go higher.
Really?
Yeah.
Just tell me. I'm never going to get it.
$15,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. That is something. He was very naughty.
He was. And ordered him to have no contact with Hansen. So don't go chasing waterfalls. Just stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to, buddy. Yeah.
And 2:45 in the afternoon. Why is that offensive? That's when people should be mowing. It's not like
Right?
it's like 2:00 in the morning.
Well, yeah. When's he supposed to do it? Like 5:45 in the morning? I mean, it's 2:45. Let him mow.
That's wild. What a lunatic.
Yeah. Let mowers mow. Right. Let them do their thing.
Yeah. Let mowers mow.
Let mowers mow. That's our motto here on the big show. Let mowers mow. Our next story has to do with a letter carrier turned mail thief who posted Instagram photos flaunting her high life. Let me show you her pictures in the high life. Take a look at this cash, Jess. Look at that.
Ooh.
That's the high life right there.
Looks like the high life.
Right? I would like to have that much cash. I want to know how she went about it.
What would you buy with that much cash?
A life. Former U.S. Postal Service letter carrier pleaded guilty today in California to a 3-year spree of stealing credit and debit cards and checks from the mail. Items she used to pay for luxury goods and international travel.
Oh, that's nasty. You got to trust your mail carrier to get your checks to you.
Yeah. She was one of them evil ones. 31-year-old, are you ready for this name? This sounds like I'm swearing, like I'm Yosemite Sam swearing at you. You ready for this? Marianne Magdammit. Magdammit.
Dammit.
Magdammit. That's her name. Magdammit. I can't make that up.
Watch your language, Tim.
I know, I'm sorry. Marianne Magdammit. It's her name.
If I was a guy and I married her, I'd be like, we're taking your name.
That's right.
That's cool.
Taking your name, Magdammit. Cop to conspiracy to commit bank fraud, a felony in connection with a sprawling scheme that included her using many of the stolen cards and selling others to accomplices with nicknames like Ghana and One Punch. How would you like your name to be? One Punch Magdammit.
I would like it very much, actually.
They call me One Punch Magdammit.
I'm like, I'm badass. Watch out.
Yeah.
One Punch Magdammit.
One Punch Magdammit. Magdammit, who earned $56,000 annually delivering the mail from the main post office in Torrance, used her Instagram page. Guess what her Instagram page name was?
Something to do with your last name.
No, but it's pretty rocking. I'm going to change mine to this. It's going to go from Darkness Radio Tim to your fucking mom.
Your fucking mom.
Yeah.
Well,
fucking spelled Fawken.
Nice.
Huh? Is that classy or what?
Yeah, she's grade A classy for sure.
Yeah. To chronicle vacations to destinations like Aruba, Tulum, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Los Cabos, and Turks and Caicos. Oh my God, she had money.
It wasn't hers. It was everyone else's.
I know. Let's go to work for the U.S. Postal Service.
So, I'm telling you, Tim, we're doing life wrong.
I know. Listen to the shopping sprees. She netted items from Balenciaga, Hermes, Rick Owens, Palm Angels, Dior, and Louis Vuitton.
What?
As well as a Tesla Cybertruck and a diamond-encrusted Rolex.
Holy cow.
Right.
She must have been delivering mail in a really nice neighborhood.
Well, she was in Torrance, California.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it.
Yeah. Magdammit also posted photos of cash stacks, like I showed you. She had stacks of cash, son. Yeah. Yeah. After more than 100 credit cards are reported stolen from stops on Magdammit's route, Postal Service investigators launched a probe that included the surreptitious placement of a camera inside her postal vehicle. I don't know how you don't see that, by the way.
Yeah.
Magdammit was subsequently caught red-handed sorting mail containing checks and plastic. When agents raided Magdammit's apartment in December 2024, they found 133 credit and debit cards, 16 U.S. Treasury checks, and 18 stolen gift cards. Investigators were also able to obtain store surveillance video showing Magdammit making purchases with stolen cards at Apple and Home Depot. Magdammit, a dual citizen of the U.S. and the Philippines, is being held at the Federal Detention Center in Los Angeles in advance of her October 27th sentencing. That conspiracy charge carries a maximum of 30 years. By the way, Jess?
Yeah.
Here's one of her Instagram photos that says, "Life is good." And she's...
Ooh, it looks good.
Doesn't it? That's probably in Turks and Caicos right there.
Little wine and infinity pool and the view of the ocean.
That's right. Yeah, I'll tell you this much. Jail doesn't look like that.
Nope.
Nope. Not at all.
So we're going to be mail carriers now. Is that what I hear, Tim?
Mail carriers. That's right. It starts out at 56 grand, and I hear the upside is somewhere around $1 million. Yeah, that's what bonus.
Until they throw us in an orange suit and stick us away behind bars.
That's when the fun begins, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Depends on what you think is fun.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah. All right. One more story, and then we got not safe for work. A simple traffic stop turned into a comedy of errors for a Lakeland couple whose elaborate deception unraveled almost instantly, leading to their arrest. Now, you got to listen carefully to this one, Jess, because it gets complicated. Sometimes a lie is not better than the truth. Okay? So here's our couple right here. Here they are. Nice looking couple. Right. There they are right there.
Yeah, they look nice.
There you go. So they decided the truth wasn't going to do for them. They were going to try and Jedi mind trick the cops. Again, we're in Florida. We're in Lakeland, Florida. A hit and run report in Lakeland took a bizarre turn on Tuesday when deputies say a couple's fabricated story quickly fell apart, revealing a clumsy attempt to hide a probation violation. The incident serves as a reminder that a lie can often be far more complicated than the truth. Polk County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a residence on Savannah Avenue after receiving a report from 29-year-old Rafaela Colo. She claimed that she had been driving with her boyfriend, Dwayne, when their vehicle was hit by another car at the intersection of US 98 South and Winter Lake Road. Colo even provided a tag number for the supposed suspect vehicle that had fled the scene. However, the deputies' investigation quickly exposed the holes in their story. When they located the vehicle Colo had identified, it was completely undamaged. The driver of that vehicle told deputies that while a verbal altercation had occurred, there was no crash. As the deputies pressed for more details, Colo's narrative began to unravel entirely. It was revealed that she was not the driver of her other vehicle. Her boyfriend was, and her boyfriend, who had given the name Dwayne, was actually 35-year-old LaRon Wallace. Oh, Dwayne, we don't do that. Wallace, it turns out, was on probation for a violation of a domestic violence injunction, which is why he had lied about his identity, so he's in deeper trouble yet. According to Wallace, he fabricated the hit and run to avoid getting into trouble with his probation officer, a plan that only succeeded in getting him into more trouble. Both Colo and Wallace were subsequently arrested by the Polk County Sheriff's Office and taken to jail. Colo was charged with false report to law enforcement. Wallace faces multiple charges, including false report to law enforcement and false identification to law enforcement. And that's why you don't lie about a traffic stop.
Yeah, just be honest.
Yeah. Especially if you've got, like, violence issues. You should probably not do that. All right, it's time now for our Not Safe for Work part of our program. If you've got chilling in the room, you want to probably give them something to snack on that's nice and sugary and put earmuffs on them. If you've got a boss in the room, you probably want to give them something nice and sugary and put earmuffs on them. And we'll do that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're going to start out right here in Minnesota, Jess. Got an interesting story. And when I say earmuffs, literally there are earmuffs in this first story. More specifically, headphones.
Okay.
Kept this first woman from being saved from a shooting. We're going to Winona, Minnesota. Is that where we're going?
Oh.
Winona County, where I went to college.
Right, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, your old stomping grounds.
We're going to Elba, where an Elba woman found herself in the path of gunfire after pulling up to her apartment on Tuesday night. A suspect search. It says a suspect search is ongoing, but they have found a suspect. I'm going to tell you about the suspect here in a moment. The suspect is actually funnier than the story. According to Winona County Sheriff Ron Ganrud, the 34-year-old woman had parked on South Main Street just after 10 p.m. when at least 7 rounds were fired. At least 2 bullets were embedded in the woman's vehicle. That's not funny, right? The woman hid in her car during the shooting to try and stay safe. Sheriff Gandred says the woman called her boyfriend. Here's why he couldn't come help her, Jess. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
He was in their apartment playing video games. Because he was wearing headphones, he did not hear the shooting. When his girlfriend called, he learned that she had been shot at. He ran outside to find her bleeding from the face.
Oh no.
How pissed would you be if you were being shot at and hubby was just, playing Grand Theft Auto in the house?
Yes, I would be very mad. And if he does that, like, she probably figured that's why he wasn't answering his phone. And so she was probably so pissed just thinking about it.
Yeah, just seething, she's,
And they're playing video games and I'm out here getting killed.
Yeah, she's being shot at. He's do 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 do. I know that's not Grand Theft Auto, but you know what I'm saying. The victim was taken to Mayo Clinic, St. Mary's Hospital, with injuries considered non-life-threatening. Sheriff Gandred says her injuries were likely caused by shrapnel.
Oh.
Shrapnel
injuries. From the windshield or window.
Yeah. A perimeter was established and multiple agencies searched for a suspect. The Olmsted County Canine Unit and a drone were used in the search for this person. Sheriff Gandred says the shooting was unprovoked and the victim has no idea who is responsible. So they start looking for a suspect. I'm going to give you a picture of who they picked up. Take a look at this woman. Huh?
It was a lady?
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
She looks angry.
Look at that, huh? Take a gander at that granny.
Wow. I mean, that is someone's grandma and she's out there shooting at someone? What the heck?
Yeah, at a 36-year-old woman. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a name. Now, okay. In Minnesota, we have odd pronunciations of last names.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a spelling. And Jess, I want you to pronounce this last name for me.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
I can do it. I'm ready.
I'm going to spell it very slowly.
Okay.
K.
Maybe I should write it down while you're
Yes,
spelling.
write it down. Write it down.
Okay.
Okay.
It's serious.
Here we go. It's very serious.
Okay, go ahead.
We take our names very seriously here on this show. K. O. C. K.
Him.
Huh?
That last name is Cock.
Exactly. Ding, 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 ding. She got shot by a cock.
Oh. And was bleeding from it. Mm.
Yeah. Oh, she's bleeding from the cock. According to the Winona County Sheriff's Office, an Elba woman was arrested Wednesday in relation to the shooting. Authorities say that 64-year-old Ava Cock was arrested Wednesday morning. And she's an owly cock at that. She's a scrunched up cock. She's an angry cock.
She's a ginger cock.
She's a ginger cock. Well, she's got a big fluffy ginger bush on top of her.
Yeah. On
top of that cock. Was arrested Wednesday morning after they developed information leading to her arrest. Cock was taken into custody. It's hard to get your cock taken into custody, but they did it without incident and transported to the Winona County Jail. Search warrant conducted at a residence recovered the firearm and shell casings believed to be involved in the shooting, according to authorities. Cock, as well as the victim in the shooting, reportedly know each other. Yes, she was intimate with the cock. However, there was no known previous altercations between the two. Cock is scheduled for a court hearing on Thursday at 11 a.m. In other words,
wow.
That cock shot off about 7 times, and she got it right in the face. You know what I'm saying, Jess?
Oh, I know what you're saying, Tim.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I would do if I was randomly attacked by a cock.
And got it in the face. And your boyfriend didn't respond. He's busy playing video games.
Which kind of makes him a cock.
It kind of does. I mean, the fact that he didn't do anything. But what I'm impressed about is the cock was so powerful it produced shrapnel. That
sounds mighty painful, honestly.
I mean, whew, that is impressive. That's all I know. All right, on to the next one. I told you there's a reason why not safe for work is not safe for work. There's a lot of nude, lewd, and crude this week, Jess. We'll start it off in Nebraska. Why Nebraska? I don't know, but we're starting off in Nebraska.
Why not?
Where a naked driver was arrested after a motorcycle he was hauling was reported stolen.
He's stealing a motorcycle in the buff?
Yes. Uncanny recap skills on you, that's for sure. We go to Madison County, Nebraska, where a traffic stop in Madison County turned into a bizarre arrest after deputies found a nude driver having stolen motorcycles and drugs.
Just another day.
Just another day in Nebraska. The arrest took place on Sunday, August 10th on Highway 81. According to a release by the Madison County Sheriff's Office, the deputy was patrolling on Highway 81 at approximately 1 a.m. when he found a pickup truck pulling a flatbed trailer without functioning lights. Little tip from us here at True Crime Tuesday. If you're going to pull a trailer in the nude, make sure that the lights are working. I know it's a little embarrassing to squat over and make sure that the lights are working because the cool air hits your starfish. But here's the deal. You're going to want to take those extra seconds to make sure all lights are working because you never want to get pulled over by the cops because, let's face it, you are nude.
That's right.
Let's take those extra seconds, folks. Make sure safety first. Safety first. Just a little message from your friends here at True Crime Tuesday. When deputies activated their emergency lights, the pickup truck failed to stop immediately and continued driving north before turning east onto the Northeast Industrial Highway. The pickup truck was hauling two motorcycles. When deputies approached the vehicle, they found the pickup truck driver's, let's just say, not so clothed body. Later identified as 47-year-old Kip Polston of Iowa. What's wrong with your people, Jess?
Come on, Kip. Do better.
Do better, Kip. Do better. And he was completely nude, using a pair of pants to cover himself when the cop came. At least he had some modesty when the cop came to
Well,
him.
a little thought process there. You got to think when he saw the lights, he's like, son of a bitch, I'm naked.
That was what he thought?
Yeah, he's just looking all over for something to throw over his junk.
What the? It just hit him when he saw the lights?
Oh, he's just probably enjoying the nice cool breeze coming in through the windows, and all of a sudden, happiness gone. Pure panic.
Oh! It was one of those deals. According to deputies, when Polston was asked why he was naked, oh, this is good, Jess. First of all, I want your opinion. What do you think he said to the deputies?
Why was he naked?
Yes.
Well, I mean, maybe he was just hot. It's a hot day. He's driving through Nebraska. He got warm.
That was one reason. Yeah.
Sweaty balls are not good on a long road trip from Iowa to Nebraska.
Right. You're right. But there was more.
Really?
And it was pretty darn good. When Polston was asked why he was naked, he stated he was hot and allergic to his own sweat.
Oh, you see, officer, I have an allergy. That's what it is.
Yeah. I can't let my sweat touch my own skin. Otherwise, there's a bomb that goes off in the back of the truck. Huh?
And I get a rash. It's terrible.
It's terrible. That's why I stay powdered up with this gold bond here I got in the truck. He also told deputies that his driver's license had expired and possibly suspended. Whoops. Dispatch later confirmed that his license was indeed suspended.
Oh, we're going to call this a really bad day, Tim.
Yep, Kip is having a terrible day.
That's a bad day for Kip.
But you're not going to like where he kept his license.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well,
Did he keep it in his butt pocket?
in his prison pocket? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. During the interaction, Polston's alertness deteriorated rapidly, leading the deputy to initially request medical assistance. And the Madison County Sheriff's Office, however, after regaining composure, Polston was arrested for driving under suspension. I don't know what that means, that he rapidly deteriorated. I don't know if he was...
He just started to fall asleep.
Oh, it says here he also told deputies he had a pipe and dab, which is slang associated with marijuana concentrates.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so he had a bit of the THC, did he?
He's got really relaxed.
Yeah. After a search was performed on the vehicle, they found a container with a substance believed to be THC concentrate, a marijuana water pipe, a black pistol case containing a BB gun with obscured serial numbers, initially suspected to be a real firearm. Oh,
You file your numbers off of your BB gun?
Well,
Come on,
yeah.
Kip.
Yeah. So if he gets in a fake fight with somebody, he doesn't want to be traced. As Polston was placed inside the patrol car, deputies say he resisted, dropping to the ground where he refused to move. After the arrival of a backup deputy, Polston was transported to the Madison County Jail. I wonder if he was naked when he refused to move.
I was going to say, when you drop to the ground and you're naked, I feel like you could really hurt yourself. Is it really worth it?
Maybe, because then they got to pick you up like a bowling ball. And then maybe
Yeah, but you could fall down and hurt your stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the chance you take, right? Both the motorcycles were run through dispatch. One of the motorcycles was a black Honda Goldwing, reported stolen, will be used for evidence. The other motorcycle was a black Kawasaki, so he didn't really even have good taste in motorcycles.
Huh, not a Harley on there, huh?
Not a Harley on there.
Huh, I'm just going to repeat. Kip, do better.
Do better, Kip. Do better. Polston's facing multiple charges, including theft, possession of a controlled substance, driving under suspension, resisting arrest, and defective vehicle lighting. So they got him on that deal. See, if he would have just taken the extra time.
I mean, if he would have taken the extra time, none of this would have happened.
Right.
They never would have pulled him over.
And that's really the moral of our story.
Yep. Check your lights, folks.
That's right. Speaking of walking around naked, there's a doctor out there who wanted to play doctor. And he did it in front of women at his family practice and got his license revoked.
Oh, no.
We're going to Little Rock, Arkansas, where the Arkansas State Medical Board voted to revoke the license of Dr. David Define at a disciplinary hearing on Friday. The decision came after the board received videos of the Blytheville doctor walking around naked in the reception area of his medicinal office.
What?
I'm a little shocked. Yeah.
Oh.
The video also reportedly showed him performing a sexual act on an employee.
What?
Yeah.
Was it consensual, I hope? I mean, I
don't get the idea that it was. After hearing from Define and a few of his former employees and colleagues, the board voted unanimously to revoke his license for 5 years. The board said that
but he can get it back after 5 years? That's not cool.
Maybe if he stays clothed and doesn't, diddle the help, he can get it back. It's, here it is. I think maybe doctors are scarce in Arkansas. I have no idea.
Maybe.
Yeah. The board said its decision was based on a preponderance of evidence that he violated the Medical Practices Act. The Arkansas State Medical Board suspended Define's medical license following an investigation of videos sent to the board in July. According to the suspension order, the board received a complaint that Define engaged in sexual contact with his staff, who were also his patients, and sexually harassed the same individuals. Okay, that's confusing. Wait a minute. Staff that were also his patients. I don't get it, Jess. Maybe it was consensual. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a lot. There's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot going on here. Video obtained through a Freedom of Information Act request showed Define walking around naked at Define Family Practice in Blytheville, including in the hallway between patient rooms. So he just stripped down and decided to go for a little run, or what was he doing here?
Can you imagine just in a public place like that? I'm just gonna walk naked through the hall.
Yeah, well,
No.
I'm the main doctor here. I'm just going to show you my stethoscope.
Just gonna let it all hang out.
Mm-hmm. Another video showed Define walking around the receptionist's office naked in front of 3 women, then performing a sexual act directly on one of the women. Oh, I bet you he yanked the crank.
No.
Yeah.
There were 3 of them witnessing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He decided to give him a show.
Initially in my brain, it was just him and like one person, not like an audience.
Oh no, yeah, the doctor likes
But
to
yeah,
doctor likes to perform.
it's like he thinks he's a male stripper parading as a doctor, like the stripper comes and he's like dressed in a doctor outfit and scrubs, and then boom, he's naked and doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
He just confused him.
Yeah, no. No go. No go. According to the documents, the woman not only worked in Define's office as a lab tech for another company, but was also one of his patients. Could she not afford to go elsewhere? Or is there no other doctors? Or
Maybe you're right. Maybe there just aren't a lot of doctors in town.
I don't think there are. There's video of it too.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if I dare.
I don't want to see it.
You want to see the video?
Sorta.
Let's see. Is it playing?
Yep, it's playing.
Is he walking
Okay,
around?
there's a reporter talking.
Is he walking around naked?
Not yet. There's a dude talking.
Okay.
He's talking.
Okay.
He looks very serious.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Come on, show me the doctor. Let's go.
Show me the doctor. Show me the goods. Show me the goods. Show me Dr. defining himself. Is he walking around naked yet?
I mean, this monologue is quite long, Tim.
It is.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Is he impressive?
Oh, there he goes. Oh, he's walking.
Is he?
He has a hat on.
Oh, he has a hat on. Well, that's stylish.
I think he has a hat on.
That's not his hat.
Oh, yeah.
Is it stylish?
Oh, no, he does. He has a baseball cap on. He's just
Oh.
nudie and walking around.
With a baseball hat?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, he looks like he's in pretty good shape, so I can understand why he's like, I gotta show this stuff off. I work out hard. Everybody wants to see this.
I earned this. Hey.
Oh, he's flexing. Oh my God. Oh,
Is he? He's flexing?
Yeah, his arms are up and he's,
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Wow.
Wow.
Jeez. Huh. Is he done yet?
No, he's still standing. There's a lady sitting in there. Okay, that's enough. I've seen
I
enough,
was gonna
Tim.
say my arm's getting tired. Good
You're going to
Lord.
have to post that video with the show.
Okay, yeah, I will. I'll post the video in the description of the show. Holy cow, my arm is killing me after that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, hey, if it did something for you, that's. I'm just
Well, next thing you know, you're going to have strong arms. You're going to be walking around naked, showing your arms off
Yeah.
like he was.
just the one arm. Yeah, because it was the one arm holding up. The one arm will be huge. So, yeah. I don't know, but
That was weird.
that was weird, wasn't it?
He literally was standing in the reception area and the ladies were sitting there and he was just standing there talking. Like he had his arms kind of up like this
Mm-hmm.
and he was just like casually conversing and they were just talking back. I'd have been like, I'd have left.
I'd tell him, you know what you're missing? And he'd say, what? And I'd say, clothes. You're missing clothes. Yeah, clothes. You're missing clothes. You should probably put some on. Yeah.
Weird.
Speaking of missing clothes, we're going back to Florida, where a Florida mom spotted a naked man in the yard while feeding her baby.
Oh.
We're going to Sanford, Florida. Again, it's Nude, Lewd, and Crude Week here on the show.
It certainly is.
It is. A man was arrested after a mother spotted him naked and touching himself in her yard while she fed her baby.
Not enough to be naked in her yard. You have to be touching yourself at the same time.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, it gets better, Jess. Wait till the end of the story.
Or worse.
Or worse. On Sunday evening, officers were called to the intersection of Live Oak Boulevard and Sabal Palm Court, where they saw two men fighting. An arrest report stated that a woman was feeding her 5-month-old baby when she saw Robin Carr, who's all of 44 years old, walking in her backyard and looking into windows. She told police that Carr was naked and touching himself inappropriately while watching her. She screamed and her boyfriend chased Carr before bringing him to the ground in a nearby intersection, according to the report. Here's the kicker, Jess. When questioned by police, Carr told officers that he was just looking for a bathroom and said he would never do it again, and it was an accident. Yeah, looking for a bathroom. Never would do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was, by the way, charged with lewd and lascivious behavior. So
Wow.
would never do it again.
Oopsie doops.
Whoops. Yep, just yanking the crank, looking for a bathroom. Sorry about that. We're going to Alabama for the next one.
Okay.
Nude, Lewd, and Crude Week here on the big show. An Alabama priest is accused of having a sexual relationship with a teen stripper, paying her thousands in hush money.
Whoa.
Now, in all fairness, she's an Alabama 10.
Oh, Tim.
I have a picture. She's older now. There's no excuse. I mean, but I know I'm digging a hole here. A Catholic priest is under investigation for allegedly starting a years-long relationship with a 17-year-old stripper and paying her hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep quiet about it. 61-year-old Robert Sullivan is on leave as pastor of Our Lady of Sorrows Church in Homewood, Alabama. You think he's sorrow now? He's probably sorry, isn't he? Yeah, Pastor Robert. After he was publicly accused of initiating a relationship with Heather Jones, who's now 33 years old. This has been going on for 16 years.
What?
Yeah. He started this when she was a vulnerable teenager in 2009.
It's bananas.
Yeah. Jones said in a letter to the Diocese of Birmingham and shared with The Guardian that she first met Sullivan when she was dancing at a strip club that he frequented. By the way, let me show you a picture of the good pastor Sullivan. Hold on just a second.
Do you think he wore his like little black outfit with the white neck thing?
Yes, this
At
one
the
right.
strip club?
This one right here. He wore this to the strip club. There
Oh.
he is. That's Pastor Sullivan, right?
Oh, Father.
Oh, Father Sullivan. And when I say that she's an Alabama 10, this is Heather Jones. I'm not kidding. She's an Alabama 10.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
quite beautiful.
Yeah. See? That's Heather Jones right there.
Well,
Yeah.
they're an odd couple.
They are, aren't they? I love the way you put that, Jess. They're an odd couple. Odd couple of what? I don't know, but they're an odd couple. Okay, the rest of the story. While tipping her, he offered her $273,000 to sign a non-disclosure agreement in exchange for an ongoing relationship that would include financial support in exchange for private companionship. There's money in their religion.
Yeah. How does he have so much money?
The church has that much money.
The offering plate?
Yes. Remember, tithe your 10%.
And that's who you're confessing your sins to, my friends.
Mm-hmm. Jones, who was raised in foster care due to her mother's severe neglect, said she was hesitant, but ultimately agreed due to his persistence and state of mind that she was in, according to the letter to the diocese. Days later, she received 2 wire transfers of $136,500 each under the name of an attorney's office, she alleged.
Dang.
I'll go blow him for that much money.
I mean, yeah. 100,000 for you, 100,000 for me. We can be his friends.
Yeah. Sullivan, initially posing as a doctor, took her out to shop, eat, drink, and stay at hotels in at least 6 different Alabama cities over the course of the relationship, which lasted until this year, she alleged.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful, and he
looks like a frog? Is that what you're going to say? He looks like a giant overgrown frog?
I mean, I don't want to criticize the way anyone looks, but he's not hot.
Ribbit. You can say it. Ribbit. Here, Jess, here. Ribbit. You can say it. Go ahead.
Oh.
He's not hot, no. But you know what he is? Rich. Ribbit. The priest bought her a phone and even paid for her to go to rehab when she suffered from addiction and depression. That's a whole lot of money spent on drugs. Between just July 18th of 2024 and March of this year, a Venmo account under Jones's name had paid Jones almost $120,000.
Wow.
Ribbit. Jones said she felt compelled to go public with the allegations because Sullivan works so closely with families and their children at his church. Others may be vulnerable to the same type of manipulation and exploitation, she told the paper. Sullivan has been a priest for more than 32 years and was formerly president of John Carroll High School for 6 years. He announced on August 2nd that he was taking personal leave as pastor.
I think it's a good time for me to take a vacation.
Yeah.
Use some of that PTO.
Maybe he's out of money. That could be.
Oh.
Bishop Stephen Rika, head of the Catholic Diocese of Birmingham, addressed the allegations in a letter to the diocese this week, noting there's not enough evidence for a criminal investigation in Sullivan's conduct. My quote, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Right. I mean, if she was a teenager and he was an adult, that's illegal.
Yeah.
Although, what's the age of consent in Alabama? I don't know.
Probably 14. So
maybe it's not a crime there.
Well, the Alabama Department of Human Resources determined the allegations did not match the requirements for opening an investigation. A diocese investigation was initiated again according to church law and our diocesan policies and guidelines, Reka wrote. By the way, Jess, in case you needed a reminder, ribbit. There you go. Just figured I'd give you one more there.
Not hot.
Our diocesan victim assistance counselor or coordinator has continued to be in contact with the woman who brought forth the allegations and has provided appropriate support, which I bet wasn't money. The allegations are being reported to the Vatican, according to the bishop. My cousin will look into it. You know what he's going to say? He's going to take one look at it and go, that's a no good, and she's a Alabama 10. That's what he'll say. Yeah. And when did we hire a frog to do a mass? That's what he'll say too. He'll be confused at first.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. He's going to wonder. All right. I think we have, what do we have here? We have 2 more stories, and then we have our palate cleanser, then we're out of here. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to show you a picture here. You tell me. Turn on or make you sick?
Well, I'm neither turned on nor sick.
Okay. All right.
Just a dude.
Just a dude? Yeah. Oh, wait. Here. Did you not get your proper eyeful there? There you go.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You're good.
What's he doing?
He's a stripper. He's a male.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Well,
He's
yeah.
like a stripper. See, this is what the doctor thought his job was.
Yeah, that's what the doctor thought his job was, right? Okay. The reason I asked, Jess, is that there's a stripper in court after jiggling a bride-to-be's breast at a Prosecco and pizza hen party, which caused her to run off and vomit.
Wait, what?
Yes. Now we're getting all litigious about it. Yeah, yeah. She didn't quite like the jiggling part, and it made her sick. The stripper has gone on trial accused of jiggling a bride-to-be's breasts during a performance at a hen party. Stuart Kennedy, who was dressed as a firefighter, had been hired by the woman's sister for the Prosecco and Pizza Bash at a hotel. I didn't know that it got that. I mean, this is in England. Does it get that wild at a hen party in the States?
I mean, I've never been to one where strippers have jiggled my breasts, so.
Okay. The 42-year-old allegedly groped the bride's breasts and forced her legs open, despite her repeatedly telling him, "No, thank you." She told Perth Sheriff Court she was in shock as Kennedy allegedly waved his crotch within half a foot of her face.
Oh, no.
The hen also said in her evidence she was cringing away from him constantly and had tried to make clear she was not a willing participant. She added, "He forced his hands between my thighs to open my legs. I resisted it, but I was also frightened by now. His first move was to make me simulate giving him oral sex. I started to comply with him because I didn't know what he was going to do next. He still had his trousers on. He had sewn a fake erection onto the crotch. It felt like a beanbag."
Oh, this poor woman. This is terrible.
I want to know who hired the guy. Was it
Didn't they say it was her sister or sister-in-law?
It might be. He was fiddling with the button on my shirt at one point at my cleavage. There was more grinding against my thigh. I was trying to keep my legs together. She told the court Kennedy violated her and licked her nose with her tongue.
What?
And licked her nose with her tongue. Huh? Although she said it was not intentional, as he was simulating kissing her. Oh, how bizarre. That sounds awkward. The woman also told how he jiggled her breasts and made her drink through a penis-shaped straw during the party in March last year. She then said when he at first burst into the luxury hotel in Scotland, she started crying and panicking before realizing she would have to grin and bear it.
Oh, no. I feel so bad for her. Who did this to her?
Her maid of honor?
I mean, he was just doing his job, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Like, she should be mad at the person who hired him. Clearly, she's not the stripper girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's not into it.
Mm-hmm. She's more the prudish type, right?
Yeah.
She probably
I can feel that.
She probably just wanted a nice game of checkers and to get out of there.
Couple drinks.
Yeah. But she said after Kennedy allegedly groped her, some of her hands gasped and all were panicking. The woman continued, "When he was not near me, I bolted towards the door. I made it to the bathroom. I was physically sick. I vomited in the toilet. I was crying hysterically and screaming and grabbing my hair." Okay, she might have overreacted slightly.
Wow. I'm just seeing this. Like, she's pulling her hair out and totally freaking out.
It's a little strong. A little bit of a strong reaction.
It's a little much.
Yeah. Her middle sister, who paid around £400, okay, it was her sister, to Aberdeen-based alpha male strippers and butlers to hire Kennedy, said she immediately realized it was a mistake. You think? She told the trial she 100% had regrets about booking the performer. But the woman's younger sister later told police Kennedy had done a Magic Mike sort of thing and put his legs over the bride-to-be. She said she believed the way the stripper stormed in may have triggered her sibling and explained she got upset and left when Kennedy started dry humping her. The sister continued, I enjoyed myself and I don't remember anything you wouldn't expect from a stripper at a hen party. Kennedy denies sexually assaulting the woman and causing her to participate in sexual activity by sitting on her, seizing her by the head, and restraining her. The trial, by the way, continues.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think this is a trial of perspectives. You know what I mean?
And her sister said it wasn't weird. It was just all cool. It was just
it was just normal.
A stripper doing his job.
Yeah, normal stripples.
Meanwhile, her sister's in the bathroom crying, vomiting, and pulling out her hair.
Her sister is pulling out hair by the follicles and yelling, I've been violated! Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's wild.
That's some people's perspective, right? This guy, though, has been violated. And then we'll go to, this is the one we need the palate cleanser for. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Last story of the day. A woman who twisted her husband's testicles in a no-sex row walks free from court. In other words, she's a free woman after violating him.
That would be painful.
Oh, you're telling me. Sharon Irvine grabbed her partner David as he laid in bed at their home in Blantyre over claims that he would not have sex with her. Here's the twisty testicle offender right here, Jess. I'm going to try and zoom in on her picture so you can see her. It's kind of hard to do with the way that the website is split, but there she is.
Oh, okay.
She's a bit of a rough looking one.
She looks like she's had a hard life too, but
yeah. And she's 20. No, I'm kidding.
Shut up.
Go figure. She's 25 years old. A woman who sparked a bedroom bloodbath after twisting her husband's testicles over claims he would not have sex has walked free from court. She's actually 55.
Okay, thank goodness.
Yeah. 55-year-old Sharon Irvine grabbed her partner David as he lay in bed at their home in Blantyre, Lanarkshire, I think. I don't know. You can crucify me by email. I know I didn't say it right. She accused him of performing a sex act on himself before seizing hold of his scrotum and pulling it. Oh, it's not taffy. When they say get a hold of yourself, literally get a hold of yourself. Irvine called police in January this year and told them she had attacked her husband and there was a lot of blood. Oh, shit, they're in luck.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. He was taken to the hospital where he needed stitches for a laceration to his scrotum, but he refused to cooperate with police officers.
Oh, he didn't want to get her in trouble.
Yeah. The couple are still together, and Mr. Irvine was present as his wife of 14 years appeared for sentencing at Hamilton Sheriff Court after admitting to assault to severe injury. Yeah. Sheriff Kevin McCollum, KC, put her under supervision for a year and ordered her to work with addiction support after hearing she had issues with alcohol. Dispute fiscal Sinead Corrigan said around 5:30 p.m. the accused contacted police to report she had grabbed him with his testicles and that there was a lot of blood. The accused then afforded officers entry and said she had contacted police because she had hurt him and done wrong. They then attended at the bedroom area where she was cautioned, and she stated that she had hurt him pleasuring himself, and that had angered her because he was not engaging in sexual activity, he was not engaging in sexual activity with her, and she then grabbed him and caused injury. He refused to provide a statement, but did say she had jumped on him, grabbed him, and pulled and twisted them.
Ouch.
She was then cautioned and arrested on suspicion of assault and confirmed that she understood before she was conveyed to Motherwell police office. Oh my God.
That's some pretty horrible domestic violence to that man.
Yeah. By the way, to wrap this story up, Sheriff McCullum said, I'm not going to go into the detail of this case for obvious reasons, and it has no doubt caused much embarrassment to you and your husband. But the fact that your husband sustained quite a significant injury, but thankfully made a recovery from it, I have to take serious view of it. And at first I thought of imposing unpaid work, but I'm unable to do so. And it would not be right for me to impose something worse on you. Prosecutors did not seek a non-harassment order after Mr. Irvine told them he did not want one in place. So basically the husband is like,
yeah,
don't put any penalty on her.
He's kind of like the classic battered spouse, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's
That's
insane.
sad.
It's insane. I don't know. He showed up and he was like, have mercy on her. Okay, so I remember what the speaking of testicle twisting, I remember what the theme is for our palate cleanser. It's fallacies, both real and metaphorical fallacies.
Okay.
Yeah, fallacies. See, I told you I remember. I may be old and I may be under the influence of certain drugs today, but they're just nerve medication, folks. It's nothing fun.
I love when you and I are on drugs for like actual reasons, like legitimate, like we're not on drugs, but we're on medication prescribed by a doctor. We're both like, yeah, I might be a little high today. Sorry about that.
I might be a little high today. Never mind me. I might be a little high today.
It's going to be a fun show, folks.
It's going to be a fun one. Okay. So if I can get this story to populate here, there's the first fallacy here has to do with a story from South Korea. Again, if I can get the thing to populate. You know what? I have a different way of doing this. I'll do it this way. That's what she said. What? The first story has to do... I'm sure I tried to circumvent it and go a different way, and it didn't want to do it. Has to do with a fallacy from South Korea. And they believe that if you run a fan all night indoors, first of all, do you sleep with a fan?
Well, typically not, but when I'm at the Palmer house, I do.
Yes.
Because it's the only way I can sleep in there to keep the noise out from the traffic.
Is it a noise thing or do you need the air?
No, it's the noise thing. I don't like the air on me, blowing on me when I'm sleeping. I absolutely cannot sleep with the fan blowing on me.
Really?
No.
See, I like the air tickles. I like the air current. There's something about it. I like the fresh breeze. And if the air is too stagnant, I can't sleep. So it drives me nuts. I can't sleep. So I will run a fan even if it's just a light breeze, because if it gets too stagnant, it drives me nuts. I can't. So I don't know why, but for years and years and years, ever since high school, I've been sleeping with a fan. But the South Koreans have it's like I don't want to call it a myth. It's like a fallacy where they believe that if you sleep in a closed room with an electric fan running, that it will kill you. And
like attack you? Like chop you into bits?
No. Okay, so the superstition is just that if you sleep in that room and with the fan running, like the electricity will kill you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that seems kind of silly.
Yeah. So, and they've had this for decades. So it's shaped the way that manufacturers design fans and how consumers shop for them, as a matter of fact. The scare began in the 1920s and 30s when newspapers ran lurid headlines such as strange harm from electric fans, citing everything from nausea to facial paralysis. During the 1970s energy crisis, some historians think the government encouraged the rumor to curb electricity use. By 2006, the Korea Consumer Protection Board had taken the idea seriously enough to issue a safety alert. The agency claimed fans could cause asphyxiation and hypothermia, which is a little ridiculous, but I get it. Citing 20 alleged cases between 2003 and 2005. Scientists, including climatologist Larry Kulkstein of the University of Miami, have since found no evidence that an electric fan can kill a healthy person in an ordinary room. Although no law requires timers on fans, almost every model sold in South Korea has a timer on their fan, which I've never heard of.
No, me neither.
Yeah. Retailers say consumers simply expect the feature, and authorities still recommend setting a timer to prevent overheating or fire risk during hot summers. Can you imagine that? It's hotter than hell in your room and you need the air, but all of a sudden, fan goes down because you're afraid of a fire risk.
Yeah. That's wild.
Finding a timer-free fan in Korea today is nearly impossible, not because of regulation, but because of the belief endures, rather, that fan is going to cause a fire. Isn't that wild?
That is really funny. What a funny thing to be afraid of.
Yeah. So fallacies. Speaking of fallacies, so that's the first fallacy, that fans cause fires, especially in South Korea. I found another fallacy. This one is a literal fallacy.
Okay.
This one has to do with a man getting a broken arm because of the size of his penis.
Whoa. Okay. How?
And I'm going to show you a picture of the man with the broken arm. I mean, not of his, but I mean...
From pleasuring himself or like...
Look at that. See?
Oh.
There's the man with the broken arm. His name's Matt.
His penis is so huge.
Yeah. Want to know how huge?
Sure.
Matt is from London. He's 41 years old. He had to cancel his holiday because of his injury. A man slipped in the shower and broke his arm because of the size of his penis.
What, did he slip on his penis? He like stepped on it?
I'm about to tell you. He's said to have been medically proven to be the largest in the world. Best in the world.
You go, boy.
Yep. Matt Barr has had his penis independently measured at 14 and a half inches. And a cast of it has been included in a museum in Iceland.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. But Matt from London, again, he's 41 years old. Who says 41-year-old can't be a kid at heart because he's measuring himself?
Having others do it, Tim.
What's that?
He's having others measure it. It's independently measured.
You mean to tell me he doesn't take out a ruler every day and measure that shit to make sure
I'm
it's
sure.
still 14
He's probably
and a half
like,
inches?
is it getting shorter as I get older?
He's doing stretching exercises to make sure that thing's still 14 and a half.
That's too big.
He's not going to... It's too big. You think he walks around singing the $5 footlong song every day? He sings to it, $5 foot long. So Matt says that size has caused him problems in the past and has now left him with a broken arm. Matt says it was a very embarrassing accident. One of the issues with being so large, how large is it? Especially in hot water showers, is that it's not exactly easy to see his feet.
His penis is so big he can't even see his.
Yes.
I'm dying.
I think it's hysterical. Yeah, welcome to his fat guy's world too. He says, especially when I move too fast, it can definitely mess with my balance too.
It's throwing off his equilibrium.
It throws off his balance and he falls right over. He said, I was rushing to get ready for work. I didn't see the excess shower gel in the tub because my penis was the only thing in my eye line. It's just, it's helicoptering and it's hitting him in the chin. I don't know what it's doing, but it throws him off. He says, I slipped on it, causing me to fall out of the tub completely headfirst. The shower gel, not his dick. He slipped on it, causing him to fall out of the tub completely headfirst and crack my shoulder on the hard floor. I got 2 fractures as a result.
You know, he just like tripped and fell, and he's like, the penis story is a better story.
There's Matt.
Oh, he's just like, oh, oops.
I like to call him Melancholy Matt.
He does look rather sad. What's to be sad about, Matt?
I don't know. Matt could literally fuck a horse. I don't know why he's so sad.
Or an elephant.
Or an elephant. Matt could fuck an exhaust pipe on a goddamn diesel truck. I don't know why he's so sad.
Although I suppose that, you know, with women, it's like they see it coming and they're like, no, thank you.
You want to aim that thing, aim that cruise missile somewhere else, right? Yeah. Matt says this isn't the first time it's happened. He said, I've had close calls or minor falls before, but never anything this severe. Usually it's just been when I've had a partner in the shower with me. And now he's bragging. He's bragging about having people in the shower with him. He says that I've always been anxious about going in public showers because of the reactions I get, but now I've been a bit scared of private ones too. I realized I need to shower less quickly. So he's got to take his time.
Take your time, bro.
Yeah. Take your time, do it right there, Matt.
Right.
He said, and I bought a bath mat. So even though my penis might be in the way of my view, I'm less likely to lose my footing. This is one of the many minor things no one thinks about when it comes to having an abnormal body. He says,
I think we should make him some sort of a sling that he can keep it in while he showers. For protection.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Ronco, the dick sling.
Just tuck it away in there, and then when you need to bring it out, you can wash it. But
so he can have one for his arm and one for his cock?
Yeah.
He can just, yeah.
And they'd be the same size.
Yeah, they'd be the same size. He says, while I'm naturally clumsy, it doesn't help that I have a different anatomy to most, especially such a large one. Oh, we're crying for you on the inside, Matt. Matt had hoped to go on a short beach holiday, but had to cancel because of his injury. He said, I had an incident not too long ago where I was wearing what I thought were relatively baggy shorts. Are you ready for this one? They ended up showing far too much once I got wet. Another time I was at a vacation resort wearing dark board shorts with compression shorts underneath that I thought it covered up everything. After I'd swum, it clung to the outline too much. So one of the managers asked me to leave.
That's not fair.
Hey, would you take that python elsewhere, buddy?
I think they thought he was just being funny. Like he had something stuffed in his pants. They're like, get out of here, you pervert.
Probably.
Like, no, it's real. It's just my body.
It's just me. He said, it's meant I won't go to a standard package holiday or an all-inclusive resort hotel pool, but it's helped me to look further afield and find quieter locations. It's not really such a big deal, though. It's just another thing I'm unable to do. So he can't.
Just go to nudist beach and just call it a day.
Right? God, he must be a hit at nudist colonies.
Yeah, Yeah, just walk around proud, buddy.
Yeah, he's like a fucking sundial at a nudist colony. I mean, what time is it? Bang! I mean, he could. I mean, fucking vultures must land on that thing. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. The problems that guy has,
Yeah.
they're enviable, right? I mean, I slipped in the shower.
Your giant penis is your biggest problem. You're doing well, bud.
That's right. You're doing well in life. That's your biggest problem. And it is your biggest problem, right? I mean, that's no small problem. I mean, it could be worse. You could be the president of the United States and have a micro penis. Just saying. Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Yeah, could be worse. You could have an animated program making fun of you. See? You're just breaking your arm in the shower.
Yep. Could always be worse.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with breaking your arm in the shower.
And Matt's like, broke my arm again because my penis is too huge.
They won't let me go in the public pool because I'm scaring the kids. I mean, life is not that bad, Matt. Life is a blessing.
It's a gift, really.
Yeah. Just because every time a gopher comes out of its hole and goes, son of a bitch, and then goes back down in the hole when it sees your crotch is no reason. No reason to think life is horrible. Just saying. That'll do it for today.
That's how we're ending, huh?
That's how we're ending. Holy cow, do we go long today?
We did. That was a good show, though.
In honor of Matt, we went long.
This is the extra large version.
The extra large, the 14.5-inch version of the show today. All right, Jess, how do people get a hold of you if they want autographed copies of your new books?
And to know which books they are without me messing up the states and such.
Yeah.
They can go to my website, jessicafreeberg.com. You can find all my books on there, as well as links of where to buy them. And you can also just shoot me a message and let me know. I can send you an autographed copy if you want.
There you go. All right. And a reminder, if you're listening to the show, you're not watching the show, you can watch the show by going to YouTube or to darknessradioshow.com. The original Darkness Radio on YouTube. That's how you watch the show. Please like and subscribe once you've watched the show. We appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who's liked and subscribed. We're up over 1,300 subscribers now. So thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah. And we're growing every day, and we appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed. So thank you so much, folks. We appreciate you. By the way, also the Apple app. Be sure to get that for your Apple device. Add it. It's also been updated for iOS 18. We're coming up on iOS 26 when in the fall here. So we're going to have another update here in the fall. So get ready. But the Apple app, get the Apple app for Darkness Radio. Look for Scully when you look for Darkness Radio Apple app. Upload it and follow us that way. Everything Darkness Radio in one app. So get that as well. What else? Thank you, Troy. Troy Palmer, executive producer for everything you do. Appreciate it. And I think that'll be it. Tomorrow, Supernatural News. And then Thursday, an old friend stops by. And we are talking about telepathic tales from the other side. So that is the week here on Darkness Radio. That'll do it, Jess.
It sounds like a good one. You always bring the good stuff, Tim.
I'm trying. We've got some good shows coming up here up through the end of the month, even into September. Planning ahead and getting stuff done here. And boy, folks, we have good shows coming up. And lots of good guests coming up, even through September here. If there's a guest that you want to see here on the show or hear on the show here, hit me up, tim@darknessradio.com. So for Jessica Freeberg, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today on the best in true crime podcasting. This is True Crime Tuesday.